The Rap Roundtable.
Big New York.
Yes, sir.
It's Shield Talk at the top of the top to everybody who's locked in with the Rap
Turn my
Roundtable.
hat around.
You know what I'm saying?
man.
You know what it is.
Get
Big
'em.
New York. New York's #1 podcast
Real
for
New
hip hop,
Yorkers.
underground, overground, and occasionally mainstream. Y'all can talk about whatever numbers you want to talk about, but as far as the quality of content is concerned, we are the best podcast on the East Coast
Us,
when it comes to
sir.
this rap shit.
Talk about it.
We are the Rap Roundtable.
We are them.
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Jarv here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob,
What up?
alongside Deanie the Balance,
Force be with you.
alongside the homie Mase.
What's good, y'all?
This is episode 91. You dig?
Yeah.
Getting up there in age.
Shit.
Right.
Road to
Facts.
100.
Listen.
Huh?
Road to a hundo.
You can find a Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, Twitter. The beat you hear in the background is brought to you, of course, by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know by now,
We are tonight's entertainment.
man, we got a lot to cover tonight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not so much a lot, but things that we know are going to take some time. So, you know, I'm not going to play with it. You know what I mean? Tonight, it's a Friday night in New York City. When you hear this, it'll be Tuesday. But I done lifted the curtain back. We record these episodes on Fridays. When you ask us questions about topics, just know a lot of shit pops off. You dig? By the time you ask us, we probably would have covered it on the live.
Facts.
Okay?
You know it.
Well, this is what we do in studio. Pre-record it, cook it up, clean it up, and give you the best quality podcast you could imagine. You know what I'm saying?
One way or
in
another,
studio,
we
out
gotta
of
give
studio.
you the best product out there.
There you
Believe
go.
that. Believe that.
You know, we used to be kind of bashful about saying we the best. Not even on no competitive shit, because, you know, there's a lot of chatty patties in the chat who run back and make it seem like we compete with niggas.
Right.
It's not even about that. We just feel like what we do is the best. We go out there, we put the time in, we put the work in, and we feel like our shit is the best. If you're doing some shit and you don't feel like it's the best, so what the fuck you doing it for, right?
Facts.
You ain't doing it to be 5th place or 10th place. You're doing it to be the best you could be. We feel we the best. Shout out to Cali. Tonight, you know, we got a few things to talk about. You know, we started off doing top 5 albums with Jay last in studio.
episode.
Right.
I'm thinking, you know what? Let's talk about it as a family for a second. Let's do a little.
What's the vibe?
I'm thinking about on the drive here. Even I thought about it. I was like, we should do like a top 5 series. We started with Hove. We're gonna get into someone in a second.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, you know, every in studio, or at least most in studios when shit is not going too crazy, we should just do a top 5 albums for a multitude of artists that we know, that we love, and the chat loves.
Yes.
I'm
You know
with
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm
Like
with
that.
that.
Rap Roundtable top 5 series, you know what I mean? We doing albums, it could be top 5 singles, top 5 this and that, but we're gonna do albums, of course, to start, and then we'll work our way down, you know what I mean? Tell us how y'all feel in the chat, thumbs up or thumbs down. Should we do a Rap Roundtable top 5s, make this a whole thing, or should we just stop at certain artists? Let me know.
I
know
love
what I mean?
arguing with my guys. I love watching my guys argue. You know what I mean?
I love
Like,
watching the chat argue.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know
that
we
sound
gotta give
like
you
a
the
win.
real, you know what I mean? The real
What a
opinions based on facts, based on like the actual material. You know what I mean? We're not gonna be just twerking out here for some artists.
Woo.
We gotta tell it how it is.
Woo. You're not gonna shake no ass for us, oh, this.
Wow, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Shit.
Yo. You know what I mean? For
Shit.
better or worse, the Rap Roundtable will never change. You know what I mean?
We should do
We
one for Kanye.
outside.
We should do one for Kanye, because you know he
maybe
won.
92,
Yeah, because
since he won album of the year.
he must have won album of the year
At
for
some point.
Yeah, word.
one of those.
Yeah, he
joints.
did.
Shit.
Maybe.
Did he? I gotta do my Googles. You know what I'm saying?
Did he win album of the year for graduation?
No, sir.
did?
Album of the year. Thought he did.
The album of the year, not just rap album of
Yeah,
the year,
yeah,
but
yeah, not
the
rap.
album of the year. Has he ever won rap?
Oh wow.
The album of the year?
I thought he had to pay to get into the Garden because he won album of the year.
I say, hey,
Nah,
Nah?
man. No.
not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
There's only a
you
select
mean?
few rappers that have won the album of the year.
Right. Right.
Oh.
You
There's
know,
Lauren.
I'm gonna have to go to the
Outkast.
library tomorrow.
Word.
Get some minutes on a computer. Maybe shit that shit out.
I don't think Kanye's on that list.
No, you were mentioning it. I stepped on you. My
Nah,
fault.
it's
Outkast,
Lauren, Outkast.
Nah.
That's a pretty
Don't
short
give
list.
niggas the answers. Let niggas actually do research before they talk shit.
All right.
Hold on.
They better get
Don't
their
come to the
library
Rap Roundtable
card.
for the answers. The fuck out of here.
You ain't got the answers, Joe?
They don't got the answer. Like, shit. Yo, listen. We like to play a little bit, but you know what I mean?
man.
You
It's all
know,
in
Yeah, we do, man.
if you can't, if
Shouts
you
out there.
Listen, on our side of town, this is what we do. We
You
like
know
to
what I
pop
mean?
a little shit. We like to chop it up. You come to our barbershop, you gonna get the flyers covered. You might get roasted. It's not safe.
You know what I mean? We New Yorkers through and through, man. Check
Big
the
New
bio,
York,
bro.
YC bias.
But tonight we gonna do another top 5. We gonna talk about the creativity in hip hop. Where is it at in today's climate? You know what I'm saying?
We really gotta get into that.
Talking about ScHoolboy Q. We gonna
Yes,
chop
sir.
it up about Conway the Machine. We gonna talk about a little bit of Ye, and of course we got the Lawn. We got the Mailbag. We got Masito Say. We got a lot to cover. But the opening segment tonight, we're gonna talk about the boy ScHo in the Rap Roundtable's top 5 series.
It's only right.
Top 5 Nas albums. Now this is very difficult.
Yeah.
He's had multiple primes. He's had a lot of bodies of work.
Yes.
So to do a cohesive 5 that everyone will like is going to be shaky. I'm copping the plea early. To do a cohesive 5 that everyone will like, it's going to be difficult.
Yes.
I don't know. Does Sincere want to go first, or does he want to look at the crowd and see what the table looks like?
Go, Sin.
Nah, I think I reserve the right on this topic to go last.
Say less.
Wow.
Sincere's batting cleanup. So that leaves Mase. I'm sorry.
Hey.
It's coming to you first. We need your 5 and why.
All right, now, you know me. I like to shake shit up. You know what I mean? So, we all, the Source magazine and Double XL and Vibe. We know the top 5 Nas albums, right? Like, I know what y'all been telling me since I was a kid, but this is my list. You know what I mean? So please try to refrain from the tomatoes. You know what I mean? I am from New York. The bio is truthful in this case. You know what I mean? So listen, my favorite Nas album ever, bro. Y'all heard it before, man. It's Stillmatic. That's my number 1, man.
Wow.
Stillmatic is
So you
my
went from
favorite.
1
Nas.
through 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1 through 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Respect
go 1
it,
through
Mase.
5.
Respect it, bro.
That's crazy.
That's my favorite Nas album ever, bro. Stillmatic.
Gotta respect the
That's
origin.
where I became a fan. To me, that's still like I get 96 fans, but to me, this is the highest level of rhyming that Nas has ever done. The concepts were out of this world. He was battle ready. He was making songs about moms. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite songs ever. You know what I mean? I mean, that his mom's passed during this one. You know what I mean? But that was for God's son. But it's just, this is Nas. You know what I mean? He was on Hot 97, flaming niggas. This whole
Talking
era is crazy,
crazy.
bro. Like,
I'm going after.
come
Mase.
on,
Fuck
man.
it.
Okay, we got him. We got him.
Okay.
Warm it up.
We did it, Joe. Listen, so say what you want, man.
Bro.
Stillmatic is
That's
my
crazy,
favorite
bro.
from the intro to Ether to Smoking to come on, man. Got yourself a gun, rewind. Like every time I listen to this album, instant nostalgia for me. Number 2, I'll be stereotypical. Y'all are right. Illmatic is it. You know what I mean? Number 2 is Illmatic, bro. Like, everything they ever said about Illmatic is correct. You know what I mean? Especially as a person who wasn't outside during it. You know what I mean? You kind of, look back and see what the game was, and it's like 94 is Hiroshima, bro. Like shit never was the same. You heard? Even though I do skip one time for your mind, because like I told y'all, no classic album has 0 skips. I remind you every week. But
you got Stillmatic number 1.
No, Stillmatic number 1. You heard it.
How many skips on Stillmatic?
I never even went through it.
Keep going, Mase. Keep going, Mase.
I
Don't get
never
caught
went
up.
through it. I won't
Don't get caught up in the trap.
I won't fall for the trap. Number
Sin, you
3
tried
for
it.
me,
Wow, bro.
I might
That's
upset
crazy,
a couple
bro.
more people.
I don't know. I think Mase, it might be early.
I'm getting kicked off the lawn early.
Uh-oh.
Prepare for more lawn problems. Number 3, Magic.
Okay.
Like I said, Magic, to me, it was one of the best albums of the last 15, 20 years.
Top 3?
Top 3.
That's
Especially when we
crazy.
consider like the way rap albums get made now. You know what I mean? You can't really get Cuban Links in 2020. What did it drop? 2021. You know what I mean? You can't really get those type of albums. You know what I mean? And it gave you that feel. You know what I mean? Magic. I don't know if it kind of. It's one of those, bro. I say what you say about it. You know what I mean? Magic, to me, the best of the Hit Boy series. Obviously, just a flawless, perfect album. You know what I mean? Now, number
High
4.
praise.
Number 4 for me, it was written. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it, y'all. It was written. You know what I mean? In 96, probably the peak of MCing when you look at what was going on around the game. I always say Nas was probably the best that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
they gave it to Pac.
a fit.
Man, Pac wasn't fucking with Nas in '96, bro. Stop.
Not on a lyricist level, but Pac was the MVP in '96. But this is a Nas segment. Let's get to the Nas segment. You know what I mean? But come on, it was written. Rap at the highest level. You know what I mean? Concepts out of this world. Really, we kind of. Before the show, we were speaking about sticking the landing, and when people have certain expectations on a mainstream level of you, being able to pull it off, to perform at that level. That's what Nas did. It was written. You know what I mean? Like, he had already made the rappers classic. They was waiting on the 2 million seller, the hits, and Nas pulled it off, bro. Like, it was written. Definitely top 5 for me. And number 5, 5 is always the hardest, right? Because you got like 10 albums you want to put there. You think about this, you think about that.
Runner-ups.
Number 5 for me is Godson. Made You Look, to me, is the best Nas song ever. When we think about all levels, I'm not talking about bars, y'all, with the Z. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about, you know what I mean? I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Get him out of here!
We're gonna tell on you.
Listen, man.
We're gonna snip clips and lie on Twitter.
The do-rags lovers are getting at me right now, man. But to me, the best Nas song of all time, Made You Look. Last Real Nigga Alive, breaking down the beef on a cinematic level. You know what I mean? I mentioned earlier the song about his mother, one of the most heartfelt songs in hip-hop ever. You know what I mean? And another, just this whole era for Nas where he just was on top of the world. Like, you know what I mean? On some Me Against the World shit. We spoke about Pac earlier. You know what I mean? Where everybody was kind of doubting him and taking shots at him, and he reigned supreme. So number 5 for me is Godson.
Can we just for the sake of people who might be tuning in as we do this, 1 through 5.
1 through 5. We got Stillmatic, we got Illmatic, we got Magic, we got It Was Written, and then we got Godson.
I like that 5. That's an interesting 5. Problematic 5, but an interesting 5. You know what I mean? That's how we setting the tone here. Sensei, you still want to go second?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go, son.
All right, man. It's a lot of talking about me. Some of it don't make sense to me.
Because stand on your square, son.
Because look,
he's saying that's what he's saying, bro.
Before I get into my 5, I just want to understand the logic here, right? Because I'll just get my number 1 out of the way. Right? It is the prototypical cliche number 1, and sometimes the cliche is cliche for a reason because it's just a universal truth. Illmatic is the best.
This nigga?
Not just Nas album, the best hip hop album of all time. So I don't understand how anybody could go through a Nas list and put any other Nas album above Illmatic. It's the best album, hands down. Right? Now, to his point, where he says he skips One Time for Your Mind.
Yes, sir.
Now, if there is a skip on that album, if we have gun to our head, we have to choose a skip, it would be One Time for Your Mind. But when I'm listening to it, One Time for Your Mind, that shit rides, bro. It's super laid back. You just chill, like he says on the track, you spark an L and just kind of like lay back and chill. It's a very laid back track. It fits within the scheme of the album. You know what I mean? But I want to go back to Stillmatic being better than Illmatic.
Yes.
Sheesh.
How many skips, if you had to go through the list of tracks on Stillmatic?
On Stillmatic.
How many skips does Stillmatic have? Is it more than one?
Intro, Ether, Got Yourself a Gun, Smoking, You're the Man, Rewind, One Mic.
We haven't hit one yet?
Nah, we ain't hit one yet. What's 8?
Second Childhood.
Second Childhood, the best song on the album, damn near. Then we got Rewind, right? I mean, then we got
Destroy Rebuild.
Destroy Rebuild.
No skip.
Body Prodigy.
I mean, say what you want about
we
the
got
joint with
Rule
AZ.
after that?
We're skipping Rule. We're skipping Rule, bro.
To Fire.
We're skipping Rule.
Then we got Rule. Then we got My Country.
What Goes Around is
Then
definitely
What Goes
played.
Around.
But that's at least 4 skips though. Like
That's
What's
two
the 4?
skips. That's 2 skips.
bro, like on average, niggas is skipping Rule. A lot of times, I hate to say it,
One.
people skip the joint with AZ. They do.
You're bugging, Dean.
not
You're
four, though.
wild.
Now you bugging.
You're
I mean,
wilding.
not even talking to
Now,
Mike. That's
bruh.
not 4.
You're wildin',
Let
bro.
me go to this shit, bro.
All right,
Hold on.
you go there. We're gonna circle back.
Proceed.
I'm skipping
Let's-
2 on
let's-
there.
Sister, this is my time.
Let's put a pin on it.
I got 2, son.
Let's put a pin.
I
on
got
it.
2.
Sin
You got
said-
2.
Sin, yo,
Get rid of this
let me finish my 5.
Sin might have
smoking.
more.
That's not a skip. Smoking.
No.
He said
No.
he says no. All
Hell no.
Smoking is not
He
a
says
skip.
no. right, we'll put a pin on it. We'll come back.
Copy.
Circle back.
They took off Braveheart,
I'm on my
party, so you
corporate
got
shit.
that.
Number 2. Again, sometimes what the majority says, sometimes it just is what it is.
Here you go.
It was written.
There you go.
It was written as number 2. Now, look, some people might say it was written as better than Illmatic. I don't agree with that. If you have it 1A, 1B, or 1B,
Dini,
1A,
what up? Because he trying to sub us like we not sitting
Yo,
here.
You know what I mean?
I'm just letting this
That's
man
cool.
talk, man.
Facts.
That's cool, right? But for me, number 2, right?
The
Number
Rap
3,
Roundtable.
I can't believe this has not been mentioned yet. I mean, it's only been Mase, but I feel like Mase should have mentioned this at least as an honorable mention.
Wow.
The Lost Tapes, bro. The Lost Tapes is some of Nas's
I agree.
like most elite.
But does it count
That's
as an
does it
album?
count, Sin?
How does it not count?
It's like a
I
compilation.
thought about it, but I
But I
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
a
compilation.
Does it count as an album?
It
is an album, for
For real, does it count as an album?
any
Because y'all
platform-
can't say the double album of I Am was a classic and then say the Lost Tapes was a classic. That's the same shit.
Well, I don't make that point. That's other
staying
people's
far
points. I
clear.
don't make that point. But any platform that you go on, like they have sections for albums and then they have sections for compilations.
Right.
Lost Tapes is under the album section.
He has a
So
point.
It's an
They
album.
He has
count
a
it as
point.
an album. We're gonna count it as an album. You know what I mean? That's pretty much gonna be my top 3, no matter what. That top 3 has not moved at all in
What's the 3
ages.
again? Illmatic.
Illmatic.
It was written.
Lost Tapes.
Okay.
Has not moved.
This was getting
Now 4 and 5.
Yeah,
4 and
yeah.
5 is sticky. Pause.
Hey yo,
Nasty work.
yo.
Hey man.
We take it.
Hey, let me just hold the T right here. You know what I mean? Because what the fuck, Sid? You've been doing so well recently too. You know what I mean?
I have.
Damn it, man.
Should I turn over a new leaf?
Oh man.
Apparently not.
No.
I feel like pausing that too, bro. I don't know why.
Turn
Nah, it's
over.
safe. It's safe. It's safe.
I don't know why, but just keep
You
going.
about to
bro.
get a T for that, D.
Yo,
You just in the
I just heard
mood,
the turning over the new. I'm like, proceed.
All right, 4 and 5 is a little tougher to choose.
Okay.
Because we have, for me, it's between Stillmatic,
Mm-hmm.
Godson,
Mm.
Life is Good.
I'm just letting this man
It's not
cook.
this, man. Come on.
It's his list.
And King's Disease
Then I got
3.
booed the whole time,
And
bro.
Magic.
Like,
Facts. Facts,
Nah,
mom.
fuck that. So you was like, I'm going last.
feel
You a
me?
second, nigga. Fuck that.
Yo,
Now, the
Sin.
way I'm feeling now 4 and 5 could change. They're sort of interchange. Like, they could change any moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? You come back to me in a few months, they might change again. The way I'm feeling right now, I got Godson at number 4.
Okay.
Godson at number 4, simply because Godson, while the highs on Stillmatic were higher, Godson is just the more even ride through the album.
Okay.
There's, like it has less egregious skips for me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We'll get to that in a second, right? It's got Made You Look, one of the biggest bangers of all time, not just by Nas, but in hip hop ever. It's got Mastermind, which is crazy. That's a super underrated track. Revolutionary Warfare,
Book of
Fire.
Rhymes on
Book
there.
of Rhymes on there.
yeah.
Alchemist went crazy on this
Yeah.
album. Hold on, let me pull up the list once
You
more.
got
'cause
Heaven,
now-
you got Dance, you got
wasn't Blazer
yeah.
50
It
on
starts
Godson?
off. First of all, it starts off with Get
Oh,
Down
no, that's
oh man.
with the James Brown sample.
That's Lost Tapes.
Crazy. The Cross, he was talking on that. I don't love the beat. It was an Eminem beat. Eminem's not the best producer, but
I fuck with
don't come for me, stands. But the Cross was dope. Then Made You Look.
Magnifique.
Yo, Last Real Live. When I tell you, when I heard this song, because it like to this day, the whole lore of the battle and who really won and who really, was some songs overrated, was, whatever. The back and forth over the years I don't listen to none of that chatter because when Nas dropped this song on Godson, it was the culmination. It was the exclamation point to the battle. I don't care what the fuck was said before that. I don't care what was said after that. That battle was over when Nas dropped that song on Godson. The points he made on that shit solidified his win over, the local celebrity. All right, zone out. We can
Say his name.
Now, I was waiting for you to get the zone out. Don't run past zone out.
Zone out, we can skip that.
Sometimes zone out hits though.
Stillmatic. That's worse than every joint on Stillmatic.
Sometimes
We can
zone out
skip
hits
that.
though, Mace.
No. Let's not.
Smoking don't hit, but zone out hits.
Listen. Let's not.
Wow.
Let's not act.
Bro.
Let's not act
Wow.
though.
Sometimes.
How Braveheart Party was not originally on Stillmatic. We got to keep it a buck about that. It was scrub. People wanted to scrub it from existence.
I thought we was looking at the streaming services.
All right.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah, all right.
We keeping it true to time.
I ain't see
We
it,
keeping
man.
it true to
I
form.
can't find that shit on nowhere, bro.
Hey Nas. I feel like Hey Nas got unfair hate at the moment and over the years. I really like that song. I like that song since
It's a good song, but it's just so
the album,
cheesy though.
I don't find it cheesy. How is it cheesy?
Hey Nas is a skip.
Hey Nas is not a skip, bro. You wow.
Yo, it
It's
kind of
better
can
than
be,
smoking.
bro.
I can. It did what it was supposed
You
to
the
do.
only
You know
nigga
what
I
I
ever
mean?
heard fight for
Get-
smoking,
The
bro.
Rap Roundtable.
Do a song for the little kiddies. You know what I mean? Something they can sing along to or rap along to at their middle school graduations.
Mm-hmm.
It did what it was supposed to do.
Nah, don't be hip hop out. That's one of the
Listen.
greatest songs in hip hop history.
Book
Kids
of
love
Rhymes.
that shit, man.
Book of Rhymes.
That's an
like that
iconic
shit.
song.
No, I'll
We
listen to
skipping
it.
past it.
It's not
skips
something
it.
I'm gonna
Say it.
throw
So
on
you skip
in
it.
my Nas
That's
playlist.
why. That's the
Then
thing I
you
want
grown
to
as
conflate it.
hell,
There's a
but
lot
I'm
of
just
joints
saying.
that
I Can
niggas
is
be
not
skipping,
a
bro.
song that I would go to on
I
a Nas
Can
playlist.
is
I
a-
skip
That's all
I
I'm
can
saying.
personally.
I don't
Anybody
skip
with
it. I
kids
respect
know
it.
I Can
I
is a
respect
great
it, but I don't
song,
want to
bro.
hear
You know
that
what?
shit.
I'll put it like this. I skip I Can only because I hate shit that's too fucking happy. When it's too happy, I hate happy love songs. I hate happy rap songs. Maybe I'm bitter. I don't know. But when it's fucking too cheesy and happy, skip. You know
Nigga
what I
likes
mean?
a little dissension, man.
Yes.
Fuck.
Hey, man.
Not saying the song is whack.
Song is
Not whack at all.
Song
And
is-
niggas totally
It came out when
respect
I
it.
was a kid, so maybe that's why I'm like, I
And
was
it
a
rang
kid when
off-
it came out.
And
bro.
it rang off at every birthday party in 2002 and 03.
graduation.
They still doing it to this day.
To this
They
day.
done replaced, Robert. I Believe I Can Fly. I Can is the new shit.
Mariah Carey's
That's the
hero.
new shit, bro. Robert. You know what I mean? Robert.
Yo.
Robert.
We don't talk about that guy.
Now Robert,
Yeah, man.
jeez,
Wow. Where's Kendrick?
that's crazy because who can have the name Robert from here on out? Like
Nobody.
It's just that's just his name. Now.
Yeah.
Listen, that's him.
That's him.
You know what I mean?
He's not by his
Who's
stage name no
naming
more.
kids
He's
Robert in 2024?
Yeah, it's a rough
That's
go.
true. I ain't gonna lie.
Might be because of him. We don't know.
Facts.
The name done right.
Eradicate.
We have
No
retired that
Roberts,
name.
no Orenthals.
Orenthal. Wow. What's going on? Yo, listen.
off the rail.
Oh,
the
my
rails, bro.
God.
Wow.
I still drink my orange juice, man.
That's crazy.
Shout out Cameron. That nigga got a weekly spot, don't he? On
Yeah,
that
he
show?
do. I be
Yeah.
watching too, man.
It's crazy.
Real killer, you heard?
All right, let's get
Real.
back to this list. Let's get back
Yeah,
on.
send your
Try to get
last
back
album.
on track.
Your last album.
Let me just finish my case for God's sake. 'Cause Book of Rhymes is crazy. That beat we was talking about off air that you apparently don't seem to like.
Oh, here we go. Here we
what's the
go.
vibe?
Sample?
I bit the drum straight off Book of Rhymes. I
Okay.
copped I found an alchemist.
One has nothing to do with the other. I didn't notice until right now. Okay.
I found an alchemist drum kit on the internet. No, I copped it just to be safe out there. I paid for it. Anyway,
Legally.
Book of Rhymes is crazy. Drums is crazy. I bit those drums. Thug's Mansion. I feel
Fire.
like this kind of gets some unfair hate too because it's an acoustic guitar and it's a rap song. Like, who wants to hear acoustic guitars on rap songs? I think this shit is incredible. Both the Nas version and the Pac version. Mastermind is crazy. Warrior song crazy. Revolutionary Warfare. Alchemist went dumb on that shit.
Yeah.
Dance. A little bit of personal look into the life of Sincere the Rap Snob. I had lost my mother about like 3 years before that, so that
R.I.P.
song really, really, really hit home at the
Mama
time.
Sin.
That's a beautiful
and
song,
Heaven
man.
at the end, crazy. Godson deserves
And I say
more
this
love.
guy's a fake Nas fan. Fuck you.
That shit deserves way more love. All right,
Outta
so to
line.
round out the top 5, my number 5.
This is where it get interesting.
We still got Stillmatic, Life is Good, Magic, and King's Disease 3 on the team.
What you guys said?
Fuck it. I'm going King's Disease 3.
Okay.
It might be recency biased. It may not. I don't give a fuck. Either way, that's just how I'm feeling right now. King's Disease 3 is such a masterwork. And this late in his career, like the run has to be represented somehow in the top 5. Because it's just such an amazing run. And to me, King's Disease 3 is the pinnacle of that run. I'm going to go on record. I'm leaving Stillmatic off of my top 5 as of right now.
Wow.
Because Stillmatic, I'm telling you, man, like, look,
Tread carefully, son.
we start, listen,
Easy.
we start with the
Jump
intro
over
and
this table,
Ether
man.
got
We be
yourself a
moving
gun.
furniture.
Crazy first 3 tracks. Ether, of course, the cemented in lore. Smoking, to me, I don't hit. I don't hit. It don't hit. It's a skip. You're the Man, Crazy, Rewind Crazy, One Mic, dope. Second Childhood, dope. Destroy and Rebuild,
Yes.
Fire.
Don't do that,
off.
Sin.
Knock it
Yo,
off.
don't do that,
Wildin'.
Sin.
Knock it off.
You're wildin',
Knock it
Sin.
off.
Destroy and Rebuild was not.
You're wildin'.
It
Knock
didn't
it
hit like
off.
that
It's
for
a
me.
staple of the album,
What?
bro.
It
It's a
never hit
staple.
like that for me.
That's
Destroy
a
and
crazy.
Rebuild.
staple of the
That's
album.
Hold on.
Look,
Like, who is this guy?
I feel
Where
like-
did he come from? And why do we fucking keep acting like he's
Here's my
somebody?
Destroy and Rebuild?
Nature moved to Marcy, Sin.
I understand.
Nature moved to Marcy?
I understand the lore around it. I understand.
This
Walter
nigga's
looked shocked as
flawed.
well. Listen,
What is going on?
I understand the lore around it.
Even Jigga want the crown, how that soundboard thing.
I understand that what the things that were said on the track and the people that he was going at. Like, I understand all that. As a song that I want to bump, it doesn't really do it for me. And
Mega.
also,
Boo
there's
this
the
man,
aspect of,
boo this man.
as a Nas fan, I wanted Nas to make peace with Cormega. I wanted Nas to make peace with nature. I feel like Nas fans love that song because there was beef involved and there was drama involved.
Hey, fuck what you feel.
As a Nas fan, as
He
a
wanted
Queens
peace.
fan,
He wanted peace.
I wanted all of these guys to
That
get back together
Packer.
and make more
How
classics.
you like Last
More-
Real Nigga Alive, but don't like Destroy and Rebuild,
Free
bro?
smoke.
Because fuck Jay-Z,
It's-
that's why.
Yo, nigga, the Last Real
What the
Nigga,
fuck?
Last
Fuck
Real-
Rockefeller. That's
Last Real
fine.
Nigga Alive is a spiritual successor to Destroy and Rebuild. It's like part 1 and part
What-
2.
It's
One-
not Nas'
one-
fault Prodigy was snatching purses, bro.
One is going against his Queens brethren.
Come on,
The
Sin.
other one's
Prodigy
going up
from
against
Long Island.
Rockefeller
Come on,
and
Sid. I can't
Jay.
believe
His
Nature
New
from
York
Brooklyn.
brethren.
Out of here.
You feel me?
His New York brethren, Sin.
Queens.
What?
Queens brethren,
Come on,
man.
bro.
They should have, yo.
Free
they
smokes.
yo, if Queens would have had more unity during that time, and look,
You nigga from Queens.
that's true. I'm not from nowhere near Queens.
Shit,
I'm a Harlem guy, but Queens just had those like ill, grimy MCs with that Mobb Deep, Cool G rap, Nas, Capone and Nori. Like that whole scene should have remained solidified the entire
This
time.
guy.
I wish there had
son.
not been no drama. Like Brooklyn dudes didn't have beef like that.
Not on wax.
Sin, it happened.
Wasn't Biggie and
It
them
is what it
whooping
is.
on the boot camp Cathas and
Come
shit?
on.
But it
that
wasn't
was-
that loud, though.
Yeah,
It wasn't that loud. Queens beef was very loud.
It was very loud.
I never liked it. So.
All right, you know what? We'll get into this a little bit later. What's your 5? Just for
My 5, Illmatic. It was
Uh-huh.
written the Lost Tapes. It was a solid top 3
Strong.
forever and always. Right now, I got Godson and King's Disease 3.
strong.
Okay.
Crazy.
Strong. Do you need a balance? You got some tough shoes to fill. Those 2 strong 5s to start.
I do, man.
What's
And-
your
and-
5,
and
my
this-
guy?
And this Migos is Migoing. You dig?
It is.
You know
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna lie. It is.
A little different.
Let it go, bro. I don't know if
I'm,
that's
I'm,
pause.
I feel like it needs to be.
It's calm.
I feel like it needs to be.
I
paused
was about to let it live.
Let
you
it
know what I
go.
mean? Like,
Something about it is outrageous.
Nah, you just hypersensitive.
Yeah, you
Something
know?
about that was just
Pause.
uncomfortable. We're gonna start it off with this, man. For the Dini,
it's
man.
what
We
it
all
is.
have a beginning,
You
bro.
going from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
I'm going from 1 to 5.
All right, what's the vibes?
We all have an origin story, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
That's what I'm trying to
granted, I've heard the tracks, you know what I'm saying, during the time of It Was Written. I mean, of Illmatic. But I came around with It Was Written was my time,
There
bro.
you go.
Fake thugs, no love. You get the slug. CB4 Gusto. Can it be Vanity from Last Dragon? Like shit, like, and Vanity was just my love at the time too. So shout out to her. so that shit hit me different, bro. And I feel like as a Nas to me was that nigga that knew how to. I'm gonna preeminently pause that. Nas was the dude that knew how to blend both those sounds at the time. You know how you had dudes that knew how to like give you the thug shit, but they knew how to also make music that was palpable sonically, that you really wanted to go press play on. That
was Illmatic.
That's what that. No.
He walked me right into it.
Listen, man.
I had it for half a second. It was
We're
like,
not
yeah,
doing
but
this, bro.
sure.
It was written, bro. I mean, like, when I name these tracks, I'm not naming tracks to say like the ones I leave off of whack. I'm just talking about the staples of the album, the message, Street Dreams, I Gave You Power, Take It in Blood, Affirmative Action. I skipped over the shit with Dre because that shit it didn't do what it was supposed to do.
It didn't do what it was supposed to do. That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? So I would count that as a semi-skip. Shootouts, Live Nigga Rap, If I Ruled the World, bro. That's like 9 out of 10 joints on the album is fucking like, I wouldn't say just classic records, but like hit the soul, my dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was my official intro to Nas. I went back and listened to Illmatic and all that shit later. You know what I'm saying? Where I then realized, you know, what it was to the culture, why it is my number 2 album. You know what I'm saying? Outside, like you said, it's really just that one joint on the skip. You get what I'm saying? Outside of that, like, I didn't want to write. I wrote a few down, but I'm like, why do I have to when you could essentially everything else is like a staple on the album?
Yeah.
You know?
That's the greatest hits album.
Come on.
Low key.
3, Stillmatic, man. Maybe the greatest resurgence of an MC, you know? Like, as far as from out of the shadows, just back in rare form, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, arguably hip-hop's greatest diss track, you know what I'm saying? Like, it became a fucking, it's a word.
Ethers, hit him up.
It's directed as a word,
2.
like he ethered him. Did you see how he ethered that nigga? Like, it's an actual fucking noun and shit now. I did have, what's that shit called again? The Lost Tapes on my joint. I did, but I thought to myself, if Nas had to do a top 20 songs right now, they just said, Nas, do your top 20 joints at a you know, like a little residence or some shit. He's not performing not a goddamn thing off Book of Rhymes, bro. Like, not Book of Rhymes, not performing nothing off Lost Tapes. Not Fetus.
That's a good way to look at it, then.
So you telling me
it's
that
a great
your
album.
personal
so you say
Nas
no verses
list.
And I'm talking about as far as I want to rank it, but I can't because there's so many other albums that have
So
like
on
so
your
many other
personal Nas list, you're going by what other people.
That's not what I'm.
would
Not what other people.
think,
All right. If Nas performed
I
the
would-
top 20,
it would
would you
affect
be
other
expecting something? Would you? You specifically. Would you expect something off Lost
I
Tapes?
would. That's not a criteria for what I would pick as my top 5 albums.
It mattered to
Why?
me in terms of the
So
flow of the album.
You're right. That's a criteria for you, how it would affect the masses.
Not.
All
right.
Trying to get you, Dan.
If
You tried to get me too.
He's trying. He's trying. If Nas went out and it's not the masses, bro. We all know if Nas went out and performed. If we had to name 20 songs right now, we're not naming nothing off of that, bro. And I love that album. You know what I'm saying? But we're not naming nothing off of that. You know that. It just is what it is. We're not naming nothing off of that.
Blaze of 50 might.
We're not as a top 20 Nas song.
No Ideas original.
As a top 20 Nas song, you know it's not.
in the lore of Nas, though. Nas fans hold Blaze of 50. What's the other song you just
Amazing
said?
song.
No Ideas original.
And No Ideas original.
Blaze
like,
of 50,
up there in the
Purple,
lore.
and Everybody is
Purple.
That three-peat is
I think
maybe
that's an
one of the
interesting point, y'all. There probably would be a separate Nas fan list and a
for the hardcore, like I'm just
Casual
like
list,
for
yeah.
the die. I'm talking about if I wanted 20 Nas songs, I wouldn't go to that album. You know what I'm saying? If I
Right.
wanted, that's why I had
That's
at
an
number.
But if he does a Nas show with the greatest hits, it's a room full of Nas fans, and some Lost Tapes is gonna be on there.
no, it's not though.
Nah?
Nah, he don't. I mean, we
Fellas,
went
was
to
any
some
Lost
Nas
Tapes?
shows. You right.
He didn't
You
perform.
right.
He don't
You
never
right.
perform nothing off of that.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I went to Godson as my number 4. We got Get Down the Cross, Made You Look, Last for Nigga Alive, I Can. Not my favorite song, but I understand what it does for the culture. Book of Rhymes and Thug's Mansion. Like those are like Lost tapes don't got nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? Like as a body of work.
But all right.
To me, I'm talking specifically.
No, I respect
to me.
that. I respect that. But it's the rap roundtable.
Yeah.
For the sake of argument, what does stage show got to do with the body of work?
I'm not. When I mean stage show, I'm just talking about just 20 Nas songs. That's how I'm chopping it up as the verses.
Yeah, but
if I'm getting
the stage show is for crowd involvement, but bodies of work don't mean that just because the crowd might not move.
My number 5 album will help explain.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
My number 5 album will help explain my position a little better.
Where you at right now, number wise?
I'm at number 5. I'm closing out at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, I'm going with I Am. I'm going with I Am. I got New York State of Mind 2, Hate Me Now, Favor for a Favor with Scarface, Ghetto Prisoners, You Won't See Me Tonight with Aaliyah. This is what life is what you make it. Come on, my nigga, like with
5?
DMX. Nas is like Chaos and G. Say what you want about Robert, but that song did do what it was supposed to do. Money Is My Bitch and Undying Love, bro. Like, come on, like no other Nas album got. I love KD3.
Wait.
It was a person. It was a consideration. It was a
The
consideration.
song with Rob, what? KISSING?
It did. It was a girl song, bro. It did what it was supposed
No,
to
it
do.
didn't do what it was supposed to do.
It was it got a lot of radio play, bro.
It did what it was supposed to do, bro.
It wasn't a smash. I don't even think it had a visual.
I don't think it
was
did
there video
Listen,
for that. Right?
Fellow, no, there wasn't. Fellow Nas fans, can I just be honest for a second and don't come for me, even though I'm going to speak super negatively about Nas for this one song. KISSING was atrocious, bro. That was an absolutely horrible song.
son.
Horrible.
In terms of
Sen,
Nas's
you
all-time
slandered me,
songs,
but I'm on your side.
Nah, fuck that. You know what?
Horrible.
We got scrap as a family right now. The two biggest singles
You
from that
call
album.
Hey Nas corny, but you
But
bump this?
KIS,
bro.
Nah, I'm with Diddy on this.
who was bumping Hey Nas,
Because the
my
two
nigga?
biggest singles
Who's
from
bumping
Time out.
KIS?
The
As
two biggest
opposed-
singles from I Am, Sin always shit on it. He hate that Leah record. He hate the Robert record. And them songs is fire.
They were big records, my nigga.
Let's keep it a beam.
Neither of them records were that.
The
I'm
only
sorry,
real
y'all.
singles
This
off
is-
of that
You
was
Owe Me
Nas's Like
is
was
a-
the street
is a
single.
record.
That's
You
a
Won't See Me
record.
Tonight wasn't a
Hate Me
record.
Now.
was a record.
You Won't See Me went crazy, bro.
Yo,
The
but
But that
bitches
wasn't
love
it.
that
those
song.
are
wasn't a
pinnacle
single. It
records,
wasn't a
though.
single.
Those are-
It didn't-
those are
it didn't
pinnacle
drop. It didn't
records.
drop it as a single. Dr. Napu
we-
made more rounds than
We
You Won't See Me
hated Dr.
Tonight.
Knock Boots, bro.
All right, so you know what? I'll shoot some bail. Because you know what? I'm very loud and I got a little ignorant. I'm sorry. Based on what we know about the industry 20 plus years ago,
Right.
if those songs were as big as we thought they were, they would have got visuals. They didn't get no videos for neither one of them. So maybe he didn't do what we thought it did outside of New York.
Okay.
No visuals, no
Okay.
plaques.
It's a
They
song
did
for
not
the-
do what they were
just a
supposed
song
to
But
do.
I'm with Didi though.
It's a song for the ladies, man. This is the time when the ladies gravitated to anything that was hip hop that had any semblance of, hey girl, you know what I'm saying? And that had a lot of hey girl on it. The song's about being married.
Nas
my
have
dude,
records
having
that
kids.
move the women, and neither of those.
I mean,
are,
bro,
are
he got
them,
Uchi
bro.
Wally. He
Now,
got
when you
Oh Me.
every spot I ever been into when a DJ was tuned in and he dropped You Won't See Me, it did what it was supposed to do.
He was supposed to do that. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
boom,
dun, dun, dun,
boom,
dun.
boom, boom,
Come
boom,
on,
boom.
bro.
Come on.
I know that Scarface hit different.
Sin, please, bro. Like, nah.
So what's your
Yo.
5, Didi, for the sake
Yo,
of clarity?
So off the top,
You know,
we got It Was Written at number 1, Illmatic at number 2, Stillmatic at number 3, Godson at number 4, and I Am at number 5.
So
Ain't
no,
gonna lie, this is interesting.
so no Hit Boy. in
No
it?
hit. I'm
No
the
Hit
high-
Boy,
The high. And I hate to do it again. If you went to see a Nas show, you know what I'm saying? He's performing. You only got an hour. You only got an hour.
boo this man.
You only got an hour. You're not asking for those.
30?
You're not
Not
asking
asking for none?
With an hour. With an
How you
hour.
time out.
Speechless?
You're not
I'm
asking
calling
for
that
that
20
in an
second
hour.
time out here.
Ah, damn.
You put I Am in your 5, but none of the Hit Boys?
I love the Hit Boys, bro.
It's
but
your 5.
Done.
I
I
know.
love the Hit Boys.
It's an
But
Michael
where-
and
but where's-
Quincy,
what
30,
are the
hood to hood.
I love those
Recession
records,
proof. This is just off KD3,
Is it
bro.
nostalgia?
bro. We was in the building when them records came on, my nigga. We was
Reminisce.
talking
This
about
song-
the Javi.
Yo.
This is
Stop it.
This is why KD3 is in my
It's
top
your boy.
5.
We were
Listen
talking
to this
ab-
run. Listen to this run. Done. Michael and Quincy, 30, hood to hood. Recession proof. Reminisce. Serious interlude. I'm on fire. What the fuck? SMH. Once a man, twice a child, which is like the second childhood. Get light. the first time.
I do have video of how
KD3
old
is my
people,
sixth man. I ain't gonna lie.
I love the
That's my
album.
six.
My favorite out of the six, but I do have film reaction of how the crowd reacted to those records, my guy. We were there.
Hold on.
So,
See, I
you
thought,
are basing it off of other people's reactions.
I know Sin was trolling before, but it sounded like he might be right.
In an hour, I'm talking about you have an hour of Nas. Most albums are an hour, bro. If he made a greatest compilation right now of songs you would want to hear, you would not be asking for those songs.
You know what? This makes a lot of sense because
I wouldn't ask for those songs.
No, Deanie's catchphrase is "It got some joints," so he looks for the "It got some joints."
Got a lot of joints. That's a lot.
The highs. You look at the highs and ignore the lows. Is that what you're doing?
The highs matter, bro.
The highs matter,
The
but
grandiose-
the lows do too.
The lows do matter.
What's the top 20 song on IM?
Average it out.
You said if I go to a concert,
Nas is like.
All right, Nas is like, yeah. You
What are we doing?
Nas is like goes
What's the
crazy.
Nas is
Yeah,
like
Nas
on
is like
any of them
got it.
Hit
Nas
Boy
is
joints?
like got it.
Let's
no
be clear.
disrespect to
Now.
the Hit Boy run.
Let's be clear.
Those records, we haven't had those records long
Nas
enough to
is
know
like
what
got
the.
it.
Nas is like if you listen
My
to the
nigga.
radio to this very day, you put on like Power or Hot 97, you'll randomly hear the Nas is like instrumental just playing in the background.
Shout out to Primo.
Shout Supreme.
Listen, man.
Like,
Nas is like
Little
is
birds
like-
chirping.
And I want to say this with no disrespect. Like, I love the Hit Boy run with Nas, but they don't have a Nas is like, my nigga. Like, they just don't, and that's not a crime. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
It's very far
Come on,
removed from
Speechless-
that era.
Speechless-
Like,
amazing.
Speechless and Fun
This-
are right there, bro.
This
What
is
do you
what I'm
mean?
saying,
Nas is like.
Michael and Quincy's right there.
You know what it is?
bro.
I need more. I
for
need
Nas
more
is like,
time.
you throwing IM up there? for
Japanese
Nas is like-
soul bar?
Definitely
Fine,
so
yo,
bad.
bro. Like, I feel like I'm
on.
arguing with myself, but I'm just the highs on I am though.
Done is crazy.
You know what? You know
Car
what?
89?
I'm sure.
Fire.
Jaw.
Done. Reminisce like fire, bro. That's my KD3 is my favorite out of the six, followed up by Magic.
Said you, listen,
just-
you bugging.
I'm just keeping it a beam, man. Hate
I
Me
respect
Now
it,
is not
man.
a top 20
I
Nas record.
completely disagree,
That's
but I
two
respect
records
it.
right there. That's two top 10 Nas records.
All right, so
that
look,
might be two top 10
Jaw,
Nas
The,
records.
man.
the classic record.
Come
for sure.
on.
I'm gonna get
But
into
you
my
also
five.
had the KISS.
I won't spend too much time.
And the big
Nah,
things.
Jaw. What's the word, man? I'm ready to argue some more, man.
I won't spend
What up?
too much
Pause,
time.
but you
We
skip-
can argue for
You
an
skip
hour
right
now.
over big things. Pause.
This segment is gone. They still going.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
That's
Yo,
what
Jaw,
I love it.
man.
I didn't think it was gonna go this crazy, but it went crazy.
But it's going crazy. We ain't have this much thoughts about Jay-Z albums,
Nah,
y'all. I'm
you know
not
what I mean?
gonna lie,
It's a fact.
man.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? This is tough. Shit. This is big shoes to fill. Cause
went last,
Didi shook the table even more than the first two niggas did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm with Didi. I'm lockstep with Didi on number
Talk to me,
one,
brother.
Now normally I go 5-1, but my brothers hit the precedent, so I'm gonna follow them. Number one for me is It Was Written. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I always tell the story. I was at my cousin's crib in Flatbush, birthday party. I had the Walkman, the cassette Walkman. I'm aging myself. It wasn't my album, but it was given to me. I'm sitting in the corner on the left-hand side of the room playing. And when I got to fucking, what's the name of the record again? Affirmative Action. I didn't know rap that well just yet. I knew I liked it,
Niggas was like 12.
but when I heard Affirmative Action, I played it back like 4 or 5 straight times.
Yeah,
But like
me
that,
too.
That was me with the message.
between the, go ahead,
If I could just
Do your
interject
thing, do your
real quick, because the first time I heard Affirmative Action was one of the DJ shows late night, and there was I think there was debuting it, and I always kept a blank cassette in the radio, in the
Little
boombox.
tissue stuffed in there to get the recorder.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so as soon as it came on and I realized what it was like, oh shit, this is the new Nas. Record. I must have missed the first 4 bars or whatever. I was listening to an incomplete Affirmative Action for the
spin
longest
back.
until the next time somebody threw it on the radio on the DJ shows. Affirmative Action went crazy, man.
and it was like I was always aware of Nas. Again, you got to think about it. I'm 12. I don't know any better just yet. But again, watching flavor videos, and you watch all of the fucking videos that come on, because that's how you used to really ingest your singles at that time. Before you knew the record business and all of that, it was music videos. The world is yours, like that. I knew who Nas was. I didn't know the lore. I didn't know the Illmatic lore. I didn't know none of that shit. But I know this guy's pretty good at it. I like when he comes on. This album is fire. I'm in a birthday party at 12, listening to Nas in the corner. This album is fire. You know what I'm saying? So It Was Written for me is always gonna be number one. Like, Illmatic is cool. I understand
What it means.
but I'm speaking for self when I say, like, the first time I understood what a really good, because I had 36 Chambers, but I still didn't know any better. But the first time I knew better, It Was Written. Even before Reasonable Doubt, when I knew better, it was written. This album is fire. The music videos are fire. Like, I didn't know what a skip was. I'm playing a cassette tape. Skips weren't very easy at that time. I'm playing this shit front to back, and I'm like, this guy, the flow, the breathing, the smoothness, the storytelling, like, you felt like you was locked in. Bunch of little kids running around with balloons, and I'm listening to It Was Written. Front to back. You hear me?
The reckoning.
Rewinding affirmative action. Impressed by Foxy because I knew who Foxy was from the music videos. So It Was Written for me, even if there's other albums you could argue is better, just based on the life I've lived, you can't move It Was Written from number one for me because I lived that shit. And you go to The Message, Street Dreams, I Gave You Power, Take It in Blood,
Shootouts.
Granted, watch them niggas. I'm sorry.
Nah, that shit
I'm
goes.
sorry.
Fuck that.
I'm sorry.
That
I'm
goes.
sorry.
We all got different skips, it seems.
Nas is coming, skip. You know what I mean? The setup, I love it. Black Girl Lost. You know, if you give
Live
me
nigga rap.
notice when y'all argue about Nas, even Coop did that shit when he brought up Black Girl Lost. I don't fight back. I try to get a little, you know what I mean, on the side. But like, if you bring up Black Girl Lost, I can't say shit. I really can't. I try, but I can't say shit.
But in terms of the album, no, it is
Shootouts,
it might be a
live
skip
nigga rap.
in terms of
If I Rule
What's
the
the
World,
worst
to
for me
end
ever.
how the fuck you end the album
With
if
the
I
biggest
Rule the
single.
World? Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Game
That
changer.
is crazy.
Number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, 96 was almost like if rap was Star Wars, it was like you had like 88, right? A New Hope. 96 is The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was fucking
Salute.
nice.
Everybody.
There was so many nice niggas outside of 96. And when you keep going back to 96, it's like, oh my God, we experienced this shit. Like, you know what? And it's like, when we get on our shit about the new niggas, it's because what is the 96 for the new niggas? Where it was mad nice niggas outside, mad albums dropping, competitiveness, subliminal bars, outright battles. Y'all didn't get that shit.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Vying for the throne.
Come on, bro. Number two. Now again, I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry to the table. Number two, I'm playing the nostalgia card again because I feel like it was no better time, bro. I'm sorry. Godson. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Number two.
Shaking the table,
I'm
bro.
sorry.
Number
And
two.
I gave the caveats because you got to think about Stillmatic, late 01. I always lean into the Clue tapes, to the beef shit, the energy surrounding it. Then you get Godson. Honestly, we'll get into it later. Big Jay-Z fan, big Rockefeller fan if you're new to the show, obviously. But my God, what Made You Look drop.
Yeah.
And at that point, let's go back in time because niggas be lying on the internet. When Made You Look dropped, it was already universally understood that Hove lost. It wasn't like, it was still scrapping, yes. But it was, Hove took an L. Then he dropped that shit. And if you think about like the spirituality of it all, it was Got Yourself a Gun. They shoot and Made You Look. He was talking shit the whole time, bro. I'm one of the only niggas that say Got Yourself a Gun is a diss record. That was the precursor to the fuckery that happened with Ether right after.
Kid Rock and Limp
So
Bizkit
if you think,
soft.
if you're thinking about like the spirituality of it all and how it all connects, to go from Got Yourself as the lead single of Stillmatic to Made You Look as the lead single, it was like, oh my God. And then this song is fire. And then it was a victory lap. I've said that many times in this pod.
Yeah.
Like, this nigga was talking shit. Big shit. Nas, you know what? Nas is a very humble dude. But on Made You Look, that was the first time it felt like this nigga really had his chest out. The song felt like the crown was on. I got New York. I'm the king. And I'm talking my shit. But it didn't make you feel less than. It was almost like, all right, Nas, you got it. And I hated it. I love that song. I love that song to this very fucking day. Because it was like, it was like the movie credits of a great movie. You know what I'm saying? I took out the fucking big bad bully. New York is behind me. And I got this song right here. They shooting. I Made You Look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. That is a diss.
Getting big money, Playboy.
Your time's up.
He was talking.
He was talking.
Fuck the remix. No disrespect to the remix. But the original, the visual, the bars, the album itself, Last real nigga alive?
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
And if you locked into the lore and you really was, and I lived it, I was fucking Rockefeller throwing the diamond up. When you hear last real nigga alive, it's like, how can you argue with this guy, bro?
Talk.
You felt them. Pause.
Bro,
Talk.
like Stillmatic did what he needed to do, and they got his 5 mic in the source. But Godson is what you think Stillmatic is to me.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I'm saying?
Shouts to Tony the Don.
And then we follow that with the Lost Tapes. I'm sorry. I was a fake Nas fan for a second. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. When Nas won, he won. And it was like, at the end of it all, as much as I love Jigga, I love rap more than I love any specific rapper. Lost Tapes, fire. Fire. This guy have this shit. Like, you know what I give Nas credit for? You could say he's a recluse and he don't really like the business. But Nas understands something that a lot of niggas don't get. When you're hot, you keep hitting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at post beef, Godson, Lost Tapes, like, oh shit, this
Back to back.
Yeah.
closet Nas
Like,
fan.
this is the time to drop all that shit.
All
that I got
of that shit
in the fucking hard drive. Or I mean, possibly before
Coming into
hard
the
drive.
pod, I didn't have Lost Tapes on my list, but it was on my
Rails
personal list.
and
But I didn't
shit.
think it was an album. But Sin made it viable, so I'm with Sin on that. Lost Tapes is number 3. Number 4 now is KD3. KD3 is number 4.
Let's go.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know what it is? Maybe maybe you could argue Life is Good as well. Maybe you could argue I Am is. I'm just saying maybe. Maybe you can. But we never saw a person, and you know, nigga, stop talking about his age. We have to. Because rap as a genre, rap is still young. And we grew up in a time, not these young niggas. We grew up in a time where if you hit a certain age, you're not capable of doing dirty shit.
Right.
When KD3 dropped, Nas literally made history because nobody at that age made that album. Not even Hove.
Yeah.
Niggas will say it was 444, but it's not.
It's not.
Stop. Nobody in their late 40s approaching 50 did that. KD3, monumental. Damn near no skips. If you know what I mean, and the skips you could quibble with it. You know what I'm saying? You could fight about it.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I'm talking about, artistic ability, lyricism, beat selection, roller coaster ride, taking you all over the place, emotional shit.
Right.
It's all there. KD3. Then for me at 5, Magic. Cause to me,
True Hit Boy
I'm
album.
with
it has to be, because you think it's the Hit Boy
Gotta make
album.
up for this guy.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
The Hit Boy albums. The Hit Boy albums, they were good. KD1, KD2. People were starting to be aware. But Magic was the asteroid that dropped. And it was like, wait a minute, these niggas really doing something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, you can't have KD3 without Magic because they go back to back. Even if they're on 2 different series, in the lineage and in the fucking the calendar aspect of it, those 2 albums dropped simultaneously as far as back to back goes. You had Magic, and we couldn't believe what we heard in Magic from Speechless all the way through. And the fact that we didn't even think we were getting that because we heard KD2, we heard KD1. But then it was like the level increase on Magic. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this? I think we talked about it before we potted, like, yo, what the fuck? We didn't expect this shit.
You went in.
It didn't to raise the level with KD3. That's why I have it at 4. Impeccable. Magic is number 5 to me. So, you know, and I'm sorry, there's gonna be some people gonna be mad. Illmatic is not in my 5. I'm sorry.
Joe, no Illmatic.
No Illmatic.
Hottest take, the hottest of takes. No key.
No Illmatic.
Yo.
Umbrellas
I was so
for
caught up
tomatoes.
in the conversation, I literally just realized that. Who yourself, bro?
You shoulda knew
Who
that.
Yourself.
No Illmatic for Joe.
This is my 5.
Listen, it's your 5.
Illmatic is fire, right? But I don't believe
But there's a but. I can't.
it's fire. It's fire. I just hate that, like, Nas the answer always has to be Illmatic. He hasn't made better albums.
But I mean, we kind of cooked these dudes the other day for doing the same thing. But remember when dude didn't have Reasonable Doubt on his
Fair
list?
play.
Yeah,
And we were like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We
You know
can't
what?
even appreciate
You
this.
just want to go
All
against
right,
grain
you know
just for
what?
the sake of it.
You know what?
We kind of needed that. It just almost feels wrong.
Then you know what? In that regard, you're absolutely right. For the sake of the same energy
I feel you.
and respect to what Illmatic means to rap, I'll take Lost Tapes out and I'll put Illmatic in.
See that? My God.
I don't want to,
Fair
but
man.
you have to.
You kind of have. It's my second.
I just feel like Nas. You know what? Nas made history. This nigga right here. Nas made history with Illmatic.
Yeah.
But to me, artistically, he's gotten better over these years. So it's like me personally, it's not even just Nas. I have a hard time holding niggas to their first albums. Like, unless the first album is hard to top. Like Jay, it's hard to top Reason because he's just not in that mind frame. You know what I'm saying? But like Nas has been Nas his whole career. And he's only gotten better. Nas wasn't like some nigga who's trying to sell drugs and only make one album. He's a rapper. He's an artist. He's a rapper's rapper. And I felt like as an artist, he got better on It Was Written. When I go back and listen to it now, the sonics, the flowing, the rapping, the bars, like this thing is better. Godson, he's better. At his age 40 plus, pushing 50, Magic KD back to back, KD3 back to back. Maybe he's not as youthful as he once was, but I'll argue that he's better than he's ever been. Because he was motivated and he had a muse or a producer in Hit Boy that could bring the best out of him. So it's like, why do we have to keep staying with Illmatic? Because it's the thing to say. Like, that's nothing to say that Illmatic is a fire and it's an all-time classic and it's not the rap Bible. But why are we holding Nas to that? Has he not gotten better?
No, that's the point. Why are we holding? Because more so than any other rapper in hip hop, I feel like Nas is held to the standard of his first album.
That's how good he is.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's fair.
You think you aid to that sin?
Nah, Nas really believes Illmatic is.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I mean, no, because I'm not one of the people that just wants Illmatic again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you know
I know how you give it up. I'm just saying, like, as far as the fan who believes like this is the pinnacle, it gets no better than this. You know what I'm saying?
I always acknowledge how special of an album it is for me, but I also acknowledge for me and for the culture, but I also acknowledge how amazing It Was Written was. I also acknowledge the run. I mean, there's fans out there that like will fucking turn their nose up at the whole Hit Boy run. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They turn their nose up at, you know what I mean, like God's Son, you know what I mean? Because like it wasn't with Primo or Pete Rock and Q-Tip.
Missed out
like
on some legendary shit.
That's where I draw the line. You know what I mean? Like I keep it real and true to myself in terms of like what Illmatic meant for me when I listened to it and for the culture at large. But like we always say at the Rap Roundtable, like when there's a truly special rap artist, MC, you gotta let them, you know, take their journey and spread their wings and, you know what I mean, like experiment and do different, you know, have different sounds, you know, go into different lanes and see how they do. And Nas has done that time and time and time again. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to hold him to just that.
You know what? And I'll say this. I was probably being disrespectful by saying, but not putting him in any initial five because Illmatic, as far as the trajectory of rap goes, is like one of those keynote projects.
Right.
Rakim has one of those. I think arguably Ice Cube has one of those. Mm-hmm. Like albums that kind of change where rap itself is going.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm sorry to the Nas fans. I was being disrespectful. I should have put that in my initial five. But if I'm just talking about music,
sonicality that you like,
for me personally, it's not in my five, but it belongs in any five. Is that a fair trade, chat?
That's official.
You know what I'm saying? And
let us know, thumbs up or thumbs down.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now.
And like coming in the door, I think we talked about it about a year ago with Biggie. As far as a two-piece out the door, how come we never talk about Illmatic and It Was Written out the door as a two-piece coming in as a rap career? We never have that conversation. It's always people always cry about It Was Written and they hold up Illmatic. As far as a two-piece to start your career, who has that?
That narrative has changed quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. In the last 15 years or so.
Years.
Yeah.
As a two-piece starting your career, who had not even Jigga? I don't know if Pac got that.
Nah, first two? No.
Nah, definitely not the first.
I mean, Biggie, right?
Is it Big and Nas is the best first two albums to start a career?
I got Biggie,
Yeah.
Chat, let us know. You know what I mean?
But Kanye, College Dropout?
Man, he don't got the
Right.
bars at the Big.
Not
he don't
as
got
good
the
as
bars.
Biggie, though.
Yeah,
Not Biggie.
50 don't got it because,
He had a grandiose album.
Oh no, the
Massacre
Massacre gets a
was-
lot of hate in hindsight. It was
Yeah.
a pretty good album, but it just wasn't Get Rich.
Yeah. As a 50 guy, we were disappointed at first. We pretend now like we love it, but we were disappointed when that came out.
Okay.
Still sold a shit ton of albums.
You know what?
It's a good conversation.
You know, it's shit. We will have it in the
Right.
future. Best first 2 albums to start a rap
That's
career.
gonna be a
Let's
good
do
one.
it.
Mm.
But we talking about the creativity in rap.
Yes,
We're talking
sir.
about album making, high level artistry. I saw a tweet where it was about a Busta Rhymes music video for the record that had the Knight Rider sample on there,
Yeah.
and the person's asked the question: do we need to come to grips with the fact that rap has peaked creatively? And it raised my eyebrow because I was like, oh shit, we never talked about that on this pod. We always talking about pushing the culture forward, but we never thought about the fact that maybe there's no more forward to push. It's already peaked, and what we were experiencing is the decline. Maybe, I don't know. Since it's the rap's time, to me, you're the best person to answer this question.
Yeah.
That sounds
Has rap peaked creatively?
sounds a little pessimistic. Me personally, I have to say no. And I'm saying no trying to be optimistic for a future where
Obvious reasons.
yeah, creatively, like the culture and the music takes an upswing. But no, I mean, I'll be honest, I've had a similar feeling for a while. I've also had conversations with friends of mine that might sort of feel the same way. Let's play devil's advocate. If it has, let's say rap has peaked creatively. It's not rap's fault. It's not the artist's fault. It's the audience. It's us. It's the listeners. It's our fault.
Interesting.
Right? And when I say us, I don't include myself. Because I champion
Sincere the pulse.
I champion the creative artists. This is why I get upset when we have conversations about Busta Rhymes and like all of a sudden like it breaks out into jokes and y'all want to slander him. You know what I mean? Busta Rhymes was the
Make
crux.
better albums.
All right, but Busta Rhymes was the catalyst of this tweet that led to this topic. Busta Rhymes is one of the most creative hip hop artists we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Maybe he does not have what we would deem a full classic album body of work, beginning to end, but the visuals, the rhymes, the energy, the outfits, the videos. Some people might not like the outfits, but like there was all sorts of creativity flowing out of him. Maybe not to the point where like he made a classic album, but still like there was a certain energy of creativity that was surrounding him that he was putting out there. Missy Elliott is another one, right? And I feel like Missy Elliott gets more flowers than Busta. You know what I mean? We have artists or groups like The Roots. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. I'm the only Roots fan at this table. You know what I mean? The Roots
I like
were
the picnic.
the Roots were
I like you got me.
Nah, niggas,
a band that played
That's
live
fire.
instruments. You know what I mean? That's something
going to hell.
that in hip hop was not necessarily a
Like
norm.
Questlove on the Tonight Show.
And to this day, it's not a norm.
Chappelle
You know what I mean?
Show.
I wish I would have heard somewhere. And I don't,
Love him as background music.
see? There you go.
Wasn't Erykah Badu used to roll with them? I love her.
They're shitting on artists and
We're not
and
shitting
groups
on anyone.
Right.
that try to inject a different level of creativity into their music. You know what I mean? The live instrumentation aspect of hip hop is something that I wish at
Shout out
some
Just
point
Blaze.
would have, obviously, would have become a little bit more popular. And I don't want to, never would I say I wanted live instrumentation to replace the SP1200s and the MPCs and the FL Studios and the way that we traditionally make beats in hip hop. But a little bit more in the genre would have been nice. You know what I mean? I champion artists like Common. People shit on Electric Circus all day, every day. I was just listening to that shit 2 days ago. I love that album. Why? Because it pushed boundaries and it pushed where he wanted to hear the music go creatively. Kendrick Lamar is a more modern example of that same energy. And so all that to say this, every time that there is an artist in hip hop that tries to push creative boundaries, the vast majority of the audience shits on it. They don't fuck with it. They don't support it, right? They support the shit that makes them feel comfortable, that sounds familiar, you know what I mean? And to be perfectly frank, that's in both the mainstream and underground levels.
Yeah.
That's everybody. You know what I mean? Like the underground heads, they just want to hear shit that sounds like 1994. You know what I mean? They don't want no boundaries pushed. The mainstream just wants shit that, can make them dance, shake their ass in the club and at the party. You know what I mean? Twerking and shit. It's ultimately, if there is a creative lull in hip hop, it's not rap's fault. And it's not the artist's fault. It's our fault as listeners.
Interesting.
Wow, son. Sim been waiting on this topic for a long time.
Yeah, it got a lot off his chest, man.
I don't know. Macito, you got anything to add to this?
This is a weird question, right? Has rap peaked creatively? Do we mean sonically? Do we mean lyrically? Do we mean concept wise? You know what I mean? It's like a kind of an open-ended question, right? I hate to be like Max Kellerman and use the same argument that I used the last show. But listen, man, I feel like this is just another one of those old guy, young guy things. You know what I mean? Because I know OGs that feel like rap peaked creatively with Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap, my nigga, and felt like by the time Biggie and them niggas was coming around, rap was watered down and it wasn't it no more. You know what I mean? Like, was I know a lot of people would like to feel like the 90s were, the peak creatively, but were they more creative than Kanye? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, obviously, when a genre is starting, there's going to be a bunch of new sounds, a bunch of new people. So early in the genre always sounds more creative, right? After the niggas have, laid the groundwork, it's hard to, expand that. But it's like, pause. But at the end of the day, it's like, that we old niggas that criticize a nigga, and I know I'm gonna start a fight in the chat with this one, but us old niggas, when we criticize a nigga like Playboy Cardi or Lil Uzi doing shit that we don't understand or we don't like, we sound just like the niggas that said we was, out of here and shit. So if you ask me, rap is still being creative, because if you're upsetting the old niggas, you probably are being creative. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Kenny Mac.
Some people say a nigga like Drake is target music, and I agree. You know what I'm saying? But in 2009, when that nigga was singing on Lil Wayne tracks, that was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what the game sounded like. You know what I mean? So it's like, it all depends on who you talking to. If a nigga want his hip hop to be within the parameters of what the forefathers said, then yeah, it's probably hard to get outside of that and be creative within those boundaries. But if you look at what these young niggas are doing now, that half who I don't even want to listen to, just because I don't like it don't mean they not being creative. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they got new sounds, they got new flows. I hate the Batman voice, but it's new. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing that, you know what I mean? So it's like, it all depends on what person you talk to. You know what I mean? An old nigga, nine times out of 10 is gonna be like, nah, that's not it. But it's like, it's always innovating. Hip hop especially, because it's driven by the youth. You know what I mean? What a 16-year-old nigga like, it isn't what I like when I was 16. You know what I mean? It isn't what Sin like when he was 16. You know what I mean? Is it not creative, or do we just not like it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's easy for an old nigga to be like, yeah, that's not creative no more. You know what I mean? But it's like, these are new sounds. You know what I'm saying? These are new. We just don't like them. You know what I'm saying? But so good. I don't think rap has peaked creatively. I think the youth drives hip hop, and they gonna keep pushing the boundaries. You know what I mean?
It's just tough to say. I can't say. Well, first of all, if you really think about hip hop in and of itself, it's an amalgam of a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's basically a giant gumbo that has a whole bunch of shit in it. So if you can do that, essentially you have to find creativity anywhere. Like a
bunch of shit, man.
like
Dini, I love you.
Yo,
just so you know.
Like a production. Like somebody might listen to a sin beat and take an instrument or two out. You know what I'm saying? And make a new beat. Now to you you might deem that as lazy. It took shit out, but that was some creativity it took to take those things out and make a different beat. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to adding more shit and making a different beat. Like take for instance, I really can't stand the blokey bloke raps. You know what I'm saying? Riding around the rover.
Just say the English rappers.
I can't.
We gotta be more responsible.
I love listening to y'all talk as far as the conversation. I can listen to y'all talk.
We gotta be more responsible.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like Fredo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got locked up.
No, not Fredo. Fredo.
Oh, my fault.
You see it? Okay.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Y'all niggas over here.
Shop over. Let me stop. All right, but like
in the Rover.
Yo,
she said put on some Hova.
You know what I'm saying? Some J Hova.
And she wants to pull over.
Yo,
them niggas.
Will you stop it, bro?
No, but they really got bars.
About to have me sound like Duchesne over here, bro. Nigga.
Shout out Top Boy. We love that show.
Yo, but the point is,
well, you're taking a piss, blood.
I can't listen to that, but somehow Pop Smoke took that sound and added some New York vibe to it, and I couldn't turn it off. You get what I'm saying? So there's creativity in that. I feel like in hip hop there will always be creativity. It's just will we like it? You get what I'm saying? Lil Uzi taking the Jersey club beat and making I Wanna Rock. You know what I'm saying? That's creative. But some people might not even deem that as hip hop. You get what I'm saying? So it's hip hop is just so many ways to flip this shit, man, and that's why it's so powerful. Like Mase said, like when niggas heard Biggie, heard Hov, you know, like these niggas are fucking up the neighborhood. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like,
it's
that's
the same shit. Like when they heard that, they was like, "This is not creative." All these niggas rap about. How many people say Pusha T just raps about selling drugs when it's maybe some of the most eloquent coke rap we've ever heard in our lives? But all they hear is that he's talking about coke, and they can't see the creativity behind it. So I think it's rap. I feel like rap will always have creativity, bro. Whether Playboi Carti is another one. I love Playboi Carti. You get what I'm saying?
Do?
Hell yeah, bro. As far as Sonics,
never
if you're trying to,
you can't tell us that.
This nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Wait,
this
nigga, you're right.
That's for the me and Dean
You know
thread
what I'm
right
saying?
there. You know what I mean? Send me the,
Really,
send me the
nigga?
party tracks, yeah?
Really, nigga? You don't fuck with Playboi Carti.
Playboi Carti is awful, bro.
Send me the
Like,
party
bro,
tracks.
awful,
bro.
No, wait.
Fuck
I just
outta here.
realized, like this is like the
Fuck
show
outta
behind the show. You can't tell him that.
What?
You know what I'm saying? For the Sonics, son. Same thing with Travis Scott, the Sonics, man.
Nah, do you like that shit, man? It ain't just
I'm
the Sonics,
fuck with
man.
it. Nah, I mean,
Carti is
if you're talking about lyricism,
Nah,
no.
motherfucker, I got
Talking
real tears in
feet.
my
But
eyes.
Sonics,
Cause niggas swear we be lying when we say we can't tell certain shit.
you don't listen to Playboi Carti. Like, damn, sin.
Yo.
How would you know, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you forgetting it's all the rules for the table. It's all the rules, bro.
Right.
It's
Big
all the
fandom.
script.
Oh, crying.
Yo.
Socially
We
scripted,
fake
bro.
it. We fake it.
We do not fake this shit. Diddy would never tell us.
Yo,
Right.
You
That
don't
was
listen to Blue and Exile, like nigga, like come on, man. You don't listen to the Roots, like how I look, nigga.
Accidentally on purpose, bro.
By
That shit
mistake.
right there was organic as fuck, bro.
Yo, I'm dead.
Oh,
man.
shit. Gotta wipe the tears
My
from
brother,
man.
my brother.
We can't tell this nigga certain shit.
You listen to Playboi Carti?
Yeah, hearing it. You know what it is? He's featured on a lot of shit. Like he's featured on, like he was on Utopia. This nigga's on like a lot of shit that's fire.
on the featured joints, yeah.
These
All
are the
music?
joints
Alright.
that Jarv and Dean sent
And I
me
tried.
outside of the group chat, okay,
Yo,
guys?
yeah,
That's right.
pretty much.
That's what happens. They don't know, man. You know?
That's what Job sending shits for
Job
Mase
sent
and
me
Beanie. Nigga just send don't even bother.
Yo,
You don't like it. You don't want it, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think we be lying, bro.
Oh, man.
Deanie is kind of surmised it. There is creativity in rap. But then the whole thing about what Common would do, what Kendrick would do, it gets pushed back. You know what I mean? I think it's just a matter of, like, rap at its core, for better or worse, in our element, not the origin story of rap, because we weren't there. We were still swimming. You know what I'm saying? Rappers are supposed to be cool. Rappers are the embodiment of cool. So when you do, is it Electric Circus or Eclectic Circus?
Electric Circus.
Electric Circus, you do Mr. Morale and the Mid-Steppers. You do To Pimp a Butterfly. That's not, quote, cool. Right? So the cool niggas hear that shit. They be like, yo, I don't want to hear this. Because it doesn't embody what they feel like rap is supposed to be. So they push back against it. Yeah, they be like, this shit is whack. I don't want to hear about this shit. I don't want this background music rap. Because I've been guilty of it. When it comes to Common, Electric Circus, I'm guilty of it. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry. That doesn't mean I think Common is whack. You've never heard me say Common is whack. But I just don't want to hear that kind of rap. I think I give Mr. Mid and the Mid-Steppers more grace than my other two panelists here to the left.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't want that from Kendrick. I think Kendrick is capable of a lot more than a concept album where he's kind of like speaking on today's culture. And while I think let me stop being disrespectful. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is better than To Pimp a Butterfly.
I forgot the real name of the
Me
album.
too, bro.
Wait. You think?
Let me finish.
You think Big Steppers is better than?
Sonically, it's better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I think lyrically, To Pimp a Butterfly is better than Mr. Morale, because I felt like Mr. Morale, he was trying to blend Damn and To Pimp a Butterfly into something where he could be as creative as he can possibly be while still getting that radio play. I think that was the goal with Mr. Morale. Fair play. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
But I just feel like when niggas get too heavy in the political bag, or they get into that hip hop bag,
Self-destruction vibe.
the cool niggas push back against it. So I kind of have to agree with Sim. It's the people that make it difficult to be creative. Because when you decide that you want to try to push the envelope, push a certain message, push a certain sonic, a certain kind of vibe, the cool niggas say no. The common man says no. The niggas who are already on that kind of time say yes. There's a schism there. That kind of has to do with the labels, because the labels put the money behind what they dictate to be cool. Cool usually in rap, based on how the white people who run the labels dictate it, is not creative. It's keep doing more of this. Keep doing more of this. These niggas are shaking their ass. Do more of this. Think about it. You had, as an example, not to slander the South, but creatively speaking, niggas made a beat with the bed shaking, that rocket.
I love that song.
Right?
Fire.
And you had, I think the Yin Yang Twins used that kind of vibe. They had them niggas, what it is, ho? What's up?
Trillville, I think they did.
Trillville. Certain niggas push back against that.
Good times.
But the label said, niggas like, where do you see my?
Yeah.
What it is, ho? What's up? All niggas is dancing. It's making money. It's ringtone rap. Let's do that. Let's do some more of that.
Yeah.
Oh, Diddy's doing this and is making radio friendly singles. Let's do more of that. Jay-Z fell into that trap with Volume 1. Let's do more of that. He had to go back Volume 2. Honestly, Annie wasn't supposed to be a big record. You can't tell me Annie was meant to be what it was.
This is why I give Hard Knock Life its flowers. Regardless of what anybody wants to say today that it didn't age well or whatever. He set that trend. There were like numerous songs after that that sampled like Broadway songs. Nobody thought of that before him. And again, shouts and rest in peace to 45 King. Like that was some innovative shit. That was some creative shit. Like who would have thought to sample fucking Annie for a rap song?
Nobody.
Crazy.
Nobody. He tried to revisit it on anything, and it didn't ring off how Annie did.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, motherfuckers do certain shit, and sometimes it works by accident or it rings off, but then the labels have to decide what money they're gonna put behind it. To me, it always goes back to the labels. And the labels feel like a certain sound is ringing off. Like again, at a certain point, we lived it. Walt is a new artist. Go get Timbaland. Go get the Neptunes. Go get a big first single. Shit. What was Jadakiss' first single? Knock Yourself Out. Who produced that?
Was it Alchemist? Oh, Neptune. I'm thinking.
It was a formula.
The fresh. My bad.
There was a formula. Knock Yourself Out. Before Put Your Hands Up, it was Knock Yourself Out. Bro.
Big record.
But what do we fuck
Nah, it
with?
wasn't.
No,
Put Your Hands Up.
you're right. Put Your Hands Up was the street single.
Yeah.
Street single.
The radio single was
Radio
Knock
single
Yourself
was Knock
Out.
Yourself Out.
You know what I'm saying? But
Then
we
we- and then we gonna
loved
make it.
Put Your Hands Up
Yeah.
more because we like a
Fire.
certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the labels felt like
Nice.
you needed the Neptunes record to get the radio spins. But we never talk about Knock Yourself Out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is what it is.
So
To this
a lot
very-
more about the shit with Styles P.
We
Yeah,
gonna
we
make
gonna
it.
make
We
it.
go straight to
To
that.
this very
Yeah.
day, fucking who mentioned the Uzi record? It was you,
Yeah,
D.
Wanna Rock.
How many niggas have chased that sound since then?
Since then.
It's heavy.
Uzi
Shout out
opened the
to
door
Ice
by
Spice.
accident.
Yeah.
Then 41 ran through that door. Nicki ran through that door. Ice Spice tried to basically rip off the 41 beat
Yeah.
with Fart.
Yep.
Like at the
Shout out
end,
to Riot.
it is what it is. It's like it's hard to be creative when the labels dictate what they think is popular. And then it's that rare artist that's like, all right, I'm gonna find a way to get what's popular and still be creative at the same time. I commend Kendrick for trying. You know what I'm saying? Because Kendrick, we dissed the record, but there's certain songs on there that's fire to me. N95 is fire to me.
Yeah.
To me, he found that sweet spot between creativity and what's popping right now with N95. You know what I'm saying? And he still, the joint he did that Alchemist produced, to me, like, that song is fire. You know what I mean? Like he tried it. To me, like Kendrick tried to give the Griselda fans what they wanted and the pop rap fans what they wanted on the same album, for better or worse.
Yeah.
So it's like it takes a special kind of artist to pinpoint the popular shit and do the creative shit and blend it together with a little bit of the shit that the old head niggas like. And I think maybe the old heads are the problem. Or we need to stop looking at the shit as ageism. Because like, rock and roll had that problem for a long time, where the old niggas felt like this is not rock and roll, until like there was a common ground where the old niggas and the young niggas would meet in the middle. When is a rap gonna get there? Because to me, it's all about ageism.
That's what
Young
it
niggas
is.
like some shit. Like you talk about the Batman voice. Young niggas love that shit. The niggas who are out of touch and they pretend they from New York, they don't really know what's going on. But the young niggas in New York love the aggressive Batman voice raps. Even the chicks love it. I always go back. I always go back to the story when we was at Roshi's birthday party, and they put on the fucking drill rap, and the bitches knew the words better than the niggas.
Yeah.
They love that shit. In New York, I don't know what's happening out of town.
Yo, I
but
swear
in
to
New
God,
York,
I
Go
looked
ahead,
around and I was like,
Where are we?
I don't belong here. Right
we
now,
was,
bro.
and it was a lot of attractive young women there, but they were young. They were like 22, 23, somewhere in that vicinity. But they love that shit.
Yeah, they turn up.
So it's like, is it the old people who just don't get it? Or do we just need to give some grace to all the ages? There's gonna be some shit for everybody. When Nas dropped, the young niggas don't care.
Right.
When 41 dropped, the old niggas don't care.
Care less.
Maybe we just need to just give people their grace.
Yeah.
That's all I say, Joe.
love.
Because I find myself old enough to be, and let's talk basketball for a nigga with bad teeth real quick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm old enough to now have been told, my generation wasn't shit by the Michael Jordan generation.
Yeah.
To now my niggas telling the KD generation they ain't shit. You know what I mean? So I'm literally witnessing it in real time, where it's like, damn, like my generation done became the old niggas. You know what I'm
You
saying?
just hit the nail on the head.
And it's an uncomfortable feeling, bro.
Because when I was a kid, Jordan was a nigga you couldn't argue about. Like, you sound stupid. I'm in my late 30s now, and it's Kobe is a nigga you can't argue about. And 10 years from now, LeBron will be the nigga you can't argue. Yo,
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man.
perspective. Well, who's after LeBron?
Maybe
Is that what rap? Maybe that's the
trying
real
to poke
issue.
holes in
Who in rap is gonna be that next guy?
in Jordan's career. Like I'm looking at them like,
Yeah, it just was done different.
Bro, once he got into his prime,
know,
6 full seasons, fuck the 95 shit. 6 full 82 game seasons, he won 6 straight, nigga. I don't give a fuck about what happened in 2 years.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
could care less, man.
he was the final boss and he won 6 straight.
Come
Keep
on,
it.
man.
You know what I mean? Fuck the retirements. 6 full seasons, 6 straight championships.
No
Can't
L's.
lose.
If you want to
L's.
count the out of retirement shit off of baseball, you just want to argue.
Right.
But when he was a basketball player, 6 seasons, 6 chips. Olajuwon wasn't beating them niggas. I'm sorry. Say what you want, Matt Knox, or whoever want to argue back. Olajuwon and Robert Horry and Vernon Maxwell and Sam Cassell was not beating the Bulls. Mario Ellie was beating the Bulls?
Otis Thorpe.
Otis Thorpe was beating the Bulls? What we talking about?
Real talk.
Yo.
Otis Thorpe.
Rudy T was beating Phil?
Jonovich.
Come on, bro.
Come on.
Tommy.
How did we
Come
get
on.
here? You know what I mean?
Sports talk.
Pissed off somebody.
We love this game. I also want to give credit. Million Knives, her at name is Regal on Twitter. She was the person who gave us the whole conversation about creativity and rap. Chat, let us know what you think about the creativity. We know our audience skews a little bit older. So the people who are in the middle, like the Mad Maxes and the Freeze, I really want to hear from y'all more so than the people who just old and don't give a fuck about the young shit. Because it's not fair. We want a fair audience on this podcast.
Facts.
If you want to be biased, it's not fair because we don't do the bias shit unless it's New York bias. Everything else, you know what I mean? New York bias through and away. But anyway,
No twerking in our comments.
no ass shaking. And think about it. We've stepped in the fire. We've stepped out the fire. We're going back in the fire. We are willing to die or whatever hill just for you guys.
Through the fire.
Some
man.
niggas shake ass. We keep it funky as best as we can.
Jov, who you said tweeted that?
Regal.
Oh, shouts out. That's Freddie Gibbs' baby mother.
All right.
Yeah. I follow her.
All right.
Wow.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
man. Shouts out.
I got a
And
question.
Gibbs.
Salute, beloved.
Shout out Gibbs, because Shorty tried to front. Gibbs is happy in his life, and Shorty tried to leak the spreads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. Only the petty niggas
I
care about that
actively
shit.
avoided that
Facts.
shit. I'm not gonna lie,
Keep
man.
the good verses coming, bro.
Yo, real talk, there's been a few things I've actively avoided. That,
This week has been tough,
the
bro.
Drake shit.
Yeah,
Two Drake
same.
things.
I had
Yikes.
to stay off of Twitter.
I couldn't induct the video.
One, I don't
Nah.
want to see. I don't want to see the video where it's sexy. I don't want to see it.
Hands
Which
on
one?
your
I
knees.
don't want to see it.
Oh, the music video? Fuck that shit.
And then there was that other shit. The other bad teeth motherfuckers was talking about.
I had a friend who she's a
Listen,
big
Mace,
Drake
you open
fan.
the door. I just
damn it,
step
man.
through it.
We in
I
it now.
can't stand that guy.
And she hit me on Instagram. Like I've known her since like fucking middle school. And she was like, "Yo, did you see the Drake video?" I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck out of here?"
Yeah, take me
Mad
out there.
caps. And in response, like, I don't give a fuck about this guy.
You might-
Once I woke up and I went on Twitter and I seen what niggas was talking about, I closed Twitter.
You had to
I
close
don't
it.
want to see that by
You
accident.
had to close it by a cup for like a day. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Fuck that.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and then Freddie Gibbs
Wicked.
want to be happy with his new red bone and he rubbing her cheeks on Valentine's Day. You want to see with all these other rapping niggas? Like you're losing. Let that man be great. What's the crime?
And for Ray Golden herself, she ain't too bad herself. Hey girl,
Freddie got a type though.
Listen,
He like
man.
them light skins. you know what I
listen,
mean?
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
Rodrigo.
Facts.
Schoolboy Q. He's on his third single. Each
Not
record,
according to him, but go ahead.
you right. But it's been 3 records out so far.
3 records.
If you go on Apple, thank you, Sen. If you go on Apple Music, there's only been one of the 3 that's been made visuals for is actually on the album. But I think that's a little game. You don't spend money for videos if it's not going to be on the album. We're not stupid cute. But what we've heard so far, the Sonics have been pretty dope. The rapping is there. I asked the rap roundtable. I asked the chat. Shit, I asked Walt in the cut. Is Schoolboy Q putting together his classic album? D me out. I'm coming to you first with this.
That's so tough. The word, the infamous C word. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is.
There's a lot of C words, bro. Which one are you talking about?
Well, classic.
Word.
Sheesh, son. Damn it. Classic, man.
God damn it.
Yeah, for real.
That's the C word I'm thinking of, man.
We're Swizzy when you need him. Definitely some amazing tunes, man. Was it back Blue Slides?
Yes.
Blue slides.
And the shit that he just dropped, Yearn. Is it Yearn?
Mm-hmm.
101?
101.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the first two, the first joint and this Yearn joint, when I heard those, I was like, this is the Schoolboy Q I love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then he gave us a little introspection, a little deep thought.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With the joint with the jazzy effect to it. I mean, this is pretty much what we talked about in the last episode. I won't say classic, but I'm saying he's in a great start to something amazing. But this is Schoolboy doing what he does, like as opposed to when remember we were talking about does he want to take the reins and be the face? I don't feel that, man. I feel like this is just Schoolboy just saying, I've been gone, and I know y'all love this. It's crazy how well he captured. It's when you want something from an artist and they give it to you, it's just crazy to me. Like the first joint and the Yearn joint, it's just exactly what I want from Schoolboy, and then I get that beautiful, pleasant surprise. I'm just classic, I don't know, because that was a long ass playlist on the album, bro. It was mad tracks on
19.
that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, 18 in one was the video.
A lot of room for failure, but
Damn, D.
no, I mean, bro, like yo, I talk about first of all, a lot of the songs been two verses.
First.
A lot of songs been like two and a half minutes.
I'm
3
gonna let
minutes.
Danny cook. I'm gonna let him cook.
You know, so
Yeah.
he's basically right up my alley. Pause as far as the short songs. Yo, my nigga, like the 4 or 5 minute songs in 2024 for me, they're really hard nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not like,
we lost another one.
if they're not vainglorious, bro. Unless the song is vainglorious.
Come on, dude.
4.5, 5 minutes, 3 verses.
Let alone a 9 minutes.
Come on.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? I have to hear this
What were y'all
D'Angelo giving
thinking?
me hymns
Didn't
for
Dini
fucking.
shoot bail in a 9-minute song? I don't remember that.
I said sonically it's dope. That could have been a 3.5
so
minute
you
song.
shooting
though.
bail on a 9-minute song but questioning 19
My dude,
tracks?
all I'm saying is if it's 19 songs, them shit to go 2.5 minutes, we might be on to something, my nigga. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But you don't always need the third verse. Sometimes it's dope to leave you in that little limbo. And maybe they can revisit the song later. But I do, with the 3 joints he's given us so far, and we're only 2 weeks away from the album actually dropping. I mean, it's a great fucking start, bro. It might be no disrespect to nobody. It might be the best start of 3 records we've got from anybody like this year.
You know what? I usually go last, but you know what? Q is my guy. I'm gonna go second. Dini wants to tap dance. He got his tap dancing shoes on. He's getting his dance on and
Dini Hines.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it on wax. I think not Sin, not Dini, not Mase. I think Q is making his magnum opus with this album. I think we are on the cusp of an album we're gonna be talking about for a long time. Part of it is Dini's point. 19 tracks. The first 3 singles have all been somewhere 2.5 minutes. Now there's gonna be a peeve. I know that. 2.5 minutes, short songs. That's gonna be a gripe. Now if we get into the
I'm some.
Yes. Yeah. if we get into the long play, when we go from 1 to 19, and there's some 3-minute songs, maybe a couple of 4-minute songs that balance out the singles, then I'm not mad at it. But in today's era, if you're gonna put out 3 singles before the album drops, 2.5 minutes is not bad.
Right.
We got Yearn 101, love it. You know what I'm saying? Blue Slides, love it. Back in Love, love it. He hasn't missed yet, right? The visuals have been elite.
Fire.
It got me to thinking, is this what ScHoolboy Q would look like with the Kendrick Lamar budget? Because the videos have been top tier. Sometimes when you're in a label and the money is cut a certain type of way, somebody's always going to get the bigger cut.
Right.
SZA gets her big cut because she's the only R&B act on TDE.
She's the face.
Kendrick Lamar is a megastar, but he was on TDE. Therefore, he demands, requires a certain budget.
Yeah.
If you reallocate those funds and give it to ScHoolboy, that means you get better production choices, better videos, and the sonics, the rapping. ScHoolboy himself talking about he's back in love with it. The reinvigoration. The fact that sometimes people are all competitive, right? And for me, it's like, you don't think Q sat in that room and felt like, let's say hypothetical. I don't know. But let's say hypothetical. Kendrick's budget was 1.5 million. And ScHoolboy's is 750,000. You don't think Q would be like, yo, imagine what I could do if I had that 1.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm looking at it like, he got the freeway. And he want this shit. You think about all of the big ScHoolboy Q records. ScHoolboy Q has always made songs like a nigga who wants to be a big rap star.
Right.
He's not some rapidy rap nigga that goes and hides when the shit is done. This nigga got his family. He's a storyteller. He's playing golf. Now he got Kendrick Lamar budget. 3 singles before the album drop. Unheard of in this climate. 3 singles, 3 videos. You can't tell me the budget ain't budgeted.
A month out, yeah.
I'm here to tell you, ScHoolboy Q, this is the album. There've been fire albums. ScHoolboy Q understands what's needed of him as the new rap face of TDE, and he's taking the challenge. And this will be Blue Lips, will be the album that we talk about 15 years from now. I'm putting it on wax.
This is
the rap and the rapping is there.
It's definitely
the songs that he ain't dropping. As much as we talked about Benny's album, and we complained about the singles. I ain't complaining about none of these singles.
95.
Q ready to be on the rap debates. I'm putting it on wax. Sing, go ahead, sing. Go, tell me I'm bugging.
No.
Here's where I'll come in. Somebody had tweeted and I'm not gonna go look for it now, but somebody had tweeted how ScHoolboy had dropped 3 singles and they're all fire. And ScHoolboy quote tweeted that and said something along the lines of, "Joke's on you, I haven't dropped a single yet," which makes me feel like we're in for a hell of a fucking album, because he has not missed with these 3 songs that he's put out. You know what I mean? Different vibes, each one.
Yep.
Visuals is fire, on point. But for him to say he has yet to actually drop a single, for me, what this means is like the first 2 joints, this is a hell of a rollout. So far, this is an amazing rollout. Announced the album about a month out, you know what I mean? What it feels like to me, he dropped those first 2 songs, those may not be on the album. Those are just like Lucy's, honorable mentions, cutting room floor, sort of to tell people, look, this is what didn't make the album. And this is how fire it is. You know what I mean? I think the latest song he put out, Yearn 101, I think that's definitely going to be out on the album because we saw it. But I think that's serving the purpose of like the street single. You know what I mean? And then he has like the single coming up in the upcoming weeks. So all that to say, personally, I've always had trouble predicting a classic. I have trouble deeming a classic even after it's come out. It's taken this long for me to put KD3 in its proper place within the Nas discography. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm very careful about using the C word, shouts to Dean. But I think we're in for a hell of an album right now. I think ScHoolboy is in a zone that we have not seen him in a very long time. We didn't really see him in this. I don't feel like we saw him in this type of zone during Crash Talk. You know what I mean? So we're in for probably album of the year talk. Ooh, that's what I'm saying. I won't say classic. I'll say album of the year contender coming up in 2 weeks.
Mesito.
ScHoolboy Q, definitely on a run. Send You Right on the preloaded Apple album. The first 2 singles aren't on there. It's just Yearn. Blue Chips, that's easily my favorite joint that he's dropped. I haven't watched any visuals. I don't want to get caught up in the Blue Slides. Yeah. I haven't watched any visuals. I don't want to get caught up in the ScHoolboy Q is mad artsy. I fuck with him shit. I just want to hear the music. You know what I mean? It's been a while. I just want to hear the tracks. You know what I mean? I'll probably watch those later. And ScHoolboy is somebody I hold a lot of respect for, so I'm listening closely. You know what I mean? A classic. That's tough, y'all. That's tough. Because we got that's impact, that's influence. That's, you know, how your peers react to it. You know what I mean? How the public reacts to it. You know what I mean? That's tough. ScHoolboy has been on quite a fucking run though. You know what I mean? Like, I have nothing bad to say about him. Now, will he drop the best Interscope album since Snoop Dogg? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm not sure. You feel me? But listen, the
bad. That's the sound of a foot being blown off.
Yo, if y'all paying attention, y'all gotta pay attention because Mase has been dropping sublims all night so long. Bro, you gotta catch them shit.
You gotta keep up.
I know my boy Soulmatic go run those back.
Soulmatic, what up?
Yeah, that's my boy right there. Listen. The fan dueler in me says to bet against it, right? You all saying the classic is coming. You know what I mean? So the fan dueler in me is like, maybe I should bet against it. You know what I mean? I might win a couple dollars on that if I get it correct. You know what I mean? But listen, ScHoolboy Q, there's like 3 or 4 artists that, you know, when they drop, I'm pretty much certain that it's gonna be quality. ScHoolboy Q is in there. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's like this remind me of like a few situations, right? It remind me of Wayne on Cash Money when everybody dipped. You know what I'm saying? It remind me of Pac on Death Row after Dre dropped Machiavelli. You know what I mean? It's like when the pressure is on the artist, when you the last nigga, when you the franchise nigga, you know what I mean? It's like you like when you a real artist, you gonna come through, and that's what I expect of ScHoolboy here. You know what I mean? When you listen to the joints that he's dropped, you hearing, you know, it's joints that got bop, it's joints that's introspective, it's lyricism, it's songwriting, it's production. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Listen,
the videos, man.
Dumb on
videos.
I ain't even watch them because I'm like, I didn't want to be swayed. You know what I mean? Because everybody kept saying how dope the videos was. So I'm like, let me not even watch that. Because if it's a trash song, I want to know it's a trash song. And it's like, but it was mad dope. I was like,
Videos
God
definitely
damn, man.
the
Like,
songs,
I
too.
can't
He went
even
dumb
say
on your-
shit about this.
Dumb.
You know?
what? And
Crazy.
And you that point right there about Wayne, Pac, that's real shit. Even to a lesser degree, but think about it. When Dipset went over to Koch, and niggas was like, y'all niggas was on Koch, and the Dipset low key. Koch Dipset was better than Rockefeller Dipset on the lowest of keys. You know what I mean? Like anytime artists they back is against the wall, or they feel like there's a point to prove, you learn about them. You learn like it was the moment too big, but did he rise to the occasion? And if to Sim's point, if these 3 songs we've heard so far are any indicators of what's to come, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's there.
But dropping those songs and
High
leaving them off the
level
album
music.
would be like, I'd be fucked up. Because these songs are actually really dope. So, I just
Well,
hope you don't-
that's what I'm
Deluxe
saying.
action.
To Sim's point,
you know the game.
I hope
if my shit is so fire that I can leave these 2 off, or I could even play with you as a listener and say they are on the album, and I'm gonna pretend like they're not on the album because it's that fire, just to raise the anticipation. That means he got some shit.
Yeah.
Now I mean, like ScHoolboy's played Pippin for a very long time.
Yeah.
You can either rise to the occasion and be that nigga like Kobe, or you could be Pippin and have a fucking migraine and not come back into the game. And we gonna learn about ScHoolboy. Is he gonna give power and win a chip, or is he gonna be mad at Tony Kukoc? We gonna learn.
Real talk.
These
We gonna learn.
These 3 joints are a really great start, though.
Yeah.
If these
man.
3 joints is any indicator, he Kobe with power.
Yeah.
All I need is the opportunity and the space to show y'all niggas I've been that the whole time. Because the thing is, based on his plaques, he got a platinum album.
Yeah.
He got gold albums.
Singles.
But he
all
played his position as number 2. Now he's clearly number 1. Maybe you could say that fucking J-Rock is better, or what's homie name?
Absol.
Absol is better.
Solo.
But as far as popularity goes, it's cute. Go ahead, son.
No, I was just gonna say we should probably show sports.
Oh no, fuck him.
we getting people
We got
tight
to.
out
It's
here.
too much.
The
It's too
nigga
much.
with the bad teeth
That's
and
him.
the bucket hat.
You know what I mean?
The colorful one.
Oh, when you don't know rap, you gotta use sports references. Fuck you.
Listen,
you know what I
man.
mean?
Yo, real shit. If
I
you,
dare you to come on our pod and talk like that to
I
us
dare you, bro.
directly.
Also,
Please.
if you relied on that Drake situation for content,
Yeah.
I'd hate to be you, bro.
Bruh.
Are you talking about the shit we avoided?
Yes.
That shows what kind of nigga
Actively.
he is, ain't he?
Nasty word.
I'd hate to be you,
Actively.
bro.
That show, if you're willing to talk about another guy's guy
Had
for
to be him.
clicks, you're a
That's-
sick nigga.
that's Maniacal, okay?
It had to be.
I mean, you look at his teeth, it wouldn't
With
be
the
surprising.
emojis and everything.
Listen.
You heard
Good
me?
Lord.
Listen.
If you look at his teeth, it wouldn't be surprising.
I wouldn't be-
Maybe he
not
likes
one
that
bit.
type of shit.
Early lawn.
You know what I
Early
mean?
one. EL.
Maybe that's his bag.
Maybe
You know
that
what I
might be
mean?
his mode. You know what I'm
Nasty.
saying? Do not look at that man's Google search history, bro.
Shit me, Dini voice. You know what I mean? Real quick before we move on, roundtablemerch.com. If you haven't copped you one of these truckers, make sure you cop a trucker. You know what I mean? We almost sold out. We got a handful left. Cop you one of them there truckers. You know what I mean? Rep
Hoodies on
the
deck.
name
On
of the
deck.
conversation. The Rap Round Table. If you notice by now, I wasn't part of the group chat apparently. But if you look at
This was
Mase,
not planned.
Dini, Sin, they got the
Yeah.
Roundtable hoodies on. Roundtablemerch.com. The hoodies are on the way. You see our guys modeling them. They left
So
me out the
come.
conversation.
Yo, this-
I was
Fuck.
completely
This is
disgusted.
not planned, ladies and
Fuck
gentlemen.
We have a group chat that doesn't include
Wow.
Clearly.
The Jarvis group chat, you know what I mean? No point guard. We just take
I
shots.
showed up to the pod late. Niggas took their jackets off and his Roundtable hoodies except me. I'm in this fucking Nike shit.
They told Playboy Cardi, we're like, yo, what we wearing today?
Fuck is going on here, bro? Real quick, Conway, new single.
man.
You know what I mean? He drops a record with Joey Badass. You know what I mean? And it's like we talk a lot of Griselda here. Vertino was the name of the record.
Yes, sir.
I'll get it out the way early. I think this record is fire. But the question I have for the rap roundtable in the chat, is Conway becoming an artist that we want Benny to be? Are we watching the evolution of an all-time great with Conway's latest release and think about what he's been doing sonically, musically, artistically as a rapper recently? Sincere, like, what's up? Like, is Conway the person we thought Benny was?
Listen, I'm happy y'all coming around. I've been saying,
okay,
Conway is him. No disrespect to Benny at all.
None at all.
No disrespect to Westside. No disrespect to nobody else on Griselda. Conway is him. HIM. What I'm feeling from this record and from what he's been doing recently, Conway is feeling more comfortable within himself and within the artist that he's becoming. He's not necessarily chasing a sound. He is, I feel like, becoming more open to different sounds and also just different vibes and different subject matter, being more introspective. You know what I mean? And, you know, I've been asking him to do that for like the longest time, just as a fan. Like that, this is what I've been wanting for Conway. And listening to this record, this record starts off and I'm listening. The beat is dumb, crazy. And then Conway comes on. He's rapping his fucking ass off. And it's like 30 seconds in. And it's a minute in. And he's still rapping his fucking ass off. And it's a minute and a half. And I'm like, bro, like, he's still going. And like, it's more than 2 minutes in. I look down on my iPhone and I'm like, yo, how long? He's been going for like 2 straight minutes. And in an age and time when most songs are about 2.5 minutes, to have a song where an MC spits for 2 minutes and you look down at the runtime and you're like, yo, he's still going. And he's in pocket. He's hitting the pocket impeccably. Like the energy's there. Joey Badass ain't even come on the song yet. And I'm looking at this like, yo, I feel bad for whatever Joey Badass is about to spit, because Conway is bodying this record. Like, Conway is in a very specific zone right now, and I hope he stays in his zone. I hope he follows this zone. I hope he feels comfortable in this zone, and I hope whatever comes next, like, he flourishes in this zone, because the zone he's in right now, nobody's fucking with him, and that's excluding nobody.
High praise for saying that, especially.
Yeah.
Denny.
Record's fire. And it's you know, I just love when you cut a record on and 2 seconds into the record, you're like, no, this is fire. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like a lot of times we have to like debate if something's cool or not. Like, as soon as that shit cut on, bro, I was like, nah, this is different. Mm-hmm. This is different. And then like, at Sin's point, nigga just started barring niggas to death. And I was just like, wow, like this is I mean, we always, when we talk about Griselda, we always had Wes as the showman, you know, Conway as the rapper, you know, and Benny as the nigga that can be the rapper and showman together. Right. And nothing against Benny, man, but it just seems like Conway's really taking both those avenues and say, you know what, I'm gonna be that guy. And I mean, like the videos he just did with was that Cool and Dre, the little grandiose video? I was it fucking out of the country and shit.
Dope record too, yeah.
And now he just dropped this joint with
Joey Badass.
With Joey. And then you gotta remember, like, when he what's the joint? What's the album he had that had Scatterbrain? He was always trying to step out of that. Like, I can get a little vibey with you. I can actually make these records. And I just thought that was dope, because it's so hard to find someone who's lyrically dope and knows how to make a great record. I'm sorry. The entire URL knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 niggas that can rap for days on end, and
Real
that you be
talk.
like, this is fire. But like, as far as radio play or a song on the radio, like anything as far as outside of that, you really don't want to hear. And he's been so good at doing both. And more flowers. More flowers, man. And the last joint he did, Won't He Do It, was fire too. Like, he's definitely walking a tightrope as the nigga that can make great records and still can bar you up and still be captivating. I know it's just the backpack era.
Well, so here's the thing. I just want to piggyback off that real quick.
Yeah.
Like 2 points. One, like again, comparing Benny and Conway, we've been doing this for years. Like they're 1A and 1B. I feel like recently it feels like Benny's moves and records and energy has been more on the calculated side. And I'm just speaking for me personally. When you start becoming a little too calculated, like you could sense it, you could feel it. You know what I mean? Like the flow isn't quite there, like the energy, the soul isn't quite there. And I feel like Conway is not. He's just going with the zone and the shit that he feels right now. And whether or not it will be economically viable for him in the long run, I mean, that remains to be determined. But artistically, I feel like Conway has found a zone where he's like, yo, I'm just gonna body everything.
And on top of that, Conway don't have the same pressure. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say I'm gonna drop the next best album since.
Yeah,
I got to take, but
I mean, Benny put pressure on himself, but we also put a lot of pressure on Benny as a
player.
as a space.
Talk about it.
Masito.
Excellent record. Con and Joey both sound excellent on there. Joey went off. You know what I mean? Let's not sleep on Joey. You know what I mean? Joey rapping next to Griselda niggas be sounding like he at home. You know what I mean? We got some respect on his name.
Absolutely.
But Con, man, like, just in such a fucking zone, man. Like, I hate to like just to break down like the him and Benny comparison. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just Conway just has a certain like you just feel him more. You know what I'm saying? Like the gun bars are more believable. The drug bars are more believable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's more introspective. You hear the pain in his voice from the shooting. It's just like it's like a 2024 Beanie Siegel to me. You know what I mean? Like I feel everything you saying, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like Conway is he's a better MC than Benny. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if Benny's not going to be, you know, the mainstream guy and gets compared to Con in these type of lights, then yeah, like Con is going to come out on top. You know what I mean? The first song I ever heard from Con was The Cow. So I already knew where he was coming from them days. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he hasn't disappointed me since. So it's like Con, I feel like he's like almost like I mentioned Beanie, but he's almost like where Jada was and like right after Jay retired. And it's like Jada could have been, you know what I mean? I remember I think at the Kiss of Death album and then the Y record. And it's like Jada, from that point, Jada could be either top 5 dead or alive with the Biggies and the Pacs and the Nas and the Jays, or he could be where he is now. You know what I mean? Where we feel like he's one of the greatest, but you know, he never made that leap. I feel like that's where Con is
Streets
right
legend.
now. You know what I mean? The next move Con make is going to be whether in 5-10 years we say Con was, you know, top 5 dead or alive, or he just was one of the greats. So I'm really interested to see where he's going in the immediate future.
You know what? I think I got a few takes. The first thing I would say is the joint with Conway and Joey Badass. The chorus could have just been some generic shit, or he could have just been Conway rap his ass off and then just pass it over to Joey Badass. The fact that we had that type of hook, a little bit of melody on that there. The fact that they tried to make something that niggas can, like Sinaway said, something anthemic or something you can chant, it shows the growth of Conway the artist. In the past, it would have just been fire beat, bars, passes to Joey Badass, more bars, the song is done. The fact that we chose that hook, the fact that we chose a hook, first of all, and then that hook, oh shit, we making melodies now? We starting to understand. And we go back to when he do it. I knew that Conway was on a different type of wavelength when I heard Monogram. I wanna forever. I was like, there was no monograms in his catalog until Monogram. That was when I saw the change. So, he's starting to change. He's understanding like, all right, and maybe some competitive shit. I'm not trying to cause no dissension amongst Griselda, but the general public, gold record for Benny. The conversation is Benny is the crossover act in Griselda. Conway, sometimes he makes comments not against Benny, but he's very competitive. sometimes bordering on emotional. He's looking at Benny like, yo, but I'm better than this guy. Y'all keep talking about Benny, and I'm right here. I'm lyrically more dexterous. I got a better voice. My pocket work better. Better stories. Bar for bar, better. But y'all talking about Benny. All right, if I can't tell y'all niggas, I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you. And I think his mission is not like, now again, this is not no negative shit, but niggas get competitive in their own type of ways. Let's pull it behind the curtain for a second. It's no different than we share an algorithm with according to hip hop. If these niggas is killing the shit and they getting their views, we want to compete with them niggas. A lot of times we aired out our grievances and we shared our differences, much like Conway aired out his grievances and shared his differences. But at the end of the day, we see someone doing some shit and they cooking, we want to be better than them niggas. Just to give you a clean understanding of what I'm trying to say. It's not beef, it's not that deep, but we see them as a standard. We want to push past that. Oh, Benny is the guy you feel like can get the gold records and the big singles. I'm better than Benny. Let me show you. If you don't see it, then I gotta show you. Yeah. And I think Conway is showing you. I'm exactly who you think everybody else is. I can make any kind of record you want to make. War Paint, honestly, it's been since War Paint when I've been looking at him like, this guy's really good. Like, I knew he was nice but the War Paint verses always stood out for me because it's like, he can be a radio rapper if he wants to be.
Right.
He can switch the flow. He can switch the voice. He can show you the swag. He can lean on the beat. He can bar you to death. But it's about picking the right kind of song. And between the Cool and Dre record, the entire Won't He Do It, because he tried it. He's building towards something very epic and phenomenal, I believe. Mm-hmm. I believe that. I could be wrong.
He's trying things.
But he's trying it artistically. He's not forcing it, but he's trying it. Benny was calculated, but I think that Conway is showing you, I'm trying some shit to take this shit to the next echelon.
Right. Absolutely.
Get on this fucking bus. And I might be getting on the bus.
Yeah.
I might be there.
Shit.
You know what I mean? No pedestals, but I just think artistically, I'm following what he's doing. And I'm like, oh, this nigga really, he trying.
Beast, man. Since his face was straight, nigga was nice. You know what I'm saying?
Real tough.
So
it's funny because for you, it was Monogram. For me, it was Kanye. The song Kanye and Won't He Do It? Like, that's when I was like, oh, he really going for that extra step.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Shout out to him. We had a topic that we were gonna save for a different day, but we gotta move on because we know Walt has to go home. He has his lady to go see, and we've been babbling for quite a long time.
I'm on my laying right now. You see me shaking.
Oh, you about? I gotta take a piss. Shout out to Lance. Masito, it's your turn, my brother.
Hey, listen here, man. We gonna do a little bit of industry talk, cause just like y'all said, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Walt gotta get home, man. He got a lady, you know what I'm saying? Like, he rubs ass that night, you know what I mean? All right.
Some pause. If you know some niggas, how could you say rubbing ass? if you assume that we talk about niggas, I'm looking at you, bro. I'm looking at my niggas. If we say we got some ass, it's a female's ass. The fact that I assumed it was a fucking guy. The fuck? We're straight men. When we say rub ass, we're talking about rubbing our girlfriends, our wives, the ladies.
Hey, ladies. Come on now.
Come on.
What are we doing out here?
Come on, dog. You know what I mean?
I'm cutting this just for you.
I don't cheat. I got a lady. I'm rubbing her.
Tough McLovin.
Puerto Rican men don't cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen here.
He's only half though.
The Salvadorian.
But I thought he was white.
Yo, some of y'all became fucking tight. Some of y'all really give me that.
Some people really thought the Sim was white. And that shit fucks me.
Some people really thought we was letting a white man call us nigga up here, bro.
Crazy,
like, what
bro.
the fuck? Like, damn. You don't respect me at least? Listen,
no,
white's
the problem.
White beard, that's as far as it goes.
Listen, man. But, I actually wanted to get into, a little bit of the industry talk this week about Blackballed. Now, I wanna actually circle around Kanye with this talk. We know Kanye, he's supposed to, he has the #1 album this week, 150K. But the album has been taken down numerous times this week. You know what I mean? And a lot of people might want to know, like, what's going on there, right? So with the Kanye, and this is how we realize, you know, a lot of artists say they blackball, right? This is how an artist gets blackballed in real time. Because when 6ix9ine said that shit, I was like, shut up, bozo. You know what I mean? When these other artists say it, it's like, nah, man, your shit is just trash, okay? That's what happened to you. So when we get, this is what happened with Kanye.
Sincere the degenerate.
Get out.
Go through the curtain.
I'm really on my list.
Listen, man, he's going back there. What's going on? But with Kanye, you know, listen, his album's been taken down multiple times this week, right? Now,
Diddy, pull the curtain back.
please,
bro, please.
make him think we got some class, please, Diddy. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead, man.
Are you next, Dean? What's going on, man? But, you know, we watch Kanye's album's been taken down multiple times this week, right? And we're watching a blackballing in real time. Now, the reason Kanye's album got taken down is because one of his DSP distributors, the technology he uses, is called Fuga. Okay, so Fuga decided we don't want Kanye to be up here. We don't want him, you know, distributing his album with our distribution. Okay, now when he put up the album, Fuga is apparently the engine that Fuga uses is how they got up there. Now, you know, it's like so they made a whole big deal about it. They're like, we don't want to distribute Kanye's album. This is what's going on. So you know me. I had to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is Fuga? What's going on here? Now, Fuga is actually a DSP engine. It works. It's a piece of technology that works. Push albums out through distributors. There's over 175,000, you know, single pieces of music that get distributed through these guys. Now, I was like, I never heard of these guys. Who are these guys? So they're owned by.
I'm hearing about them in real time.
We hearing about them in real time. So I'm like, what's going on here? So Fuga is actually owned by another company. Okay, Downtown Music Holdings. Downtown Music Holdings bought Fuga in 2023, and I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything yet. What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, you did research before you came on here? You would just come and talk?
I didn't just come and talk. I came to talk, but I researched
this
first.
Is the voice, man.
You know what I mean? So I said, what's going on with Downtown Music Holdings? I found out that there was an owner named Justin Kalafowitz, right? So I'm like, who is this dude, man? What's going on? I
Sounds
you know what I mean?
like he is Jewish.
It does. But not only that, but what we have to understand was Downtown Music Holdings was bought by the Concord Distribution Group.
Ooh.
The Concord Distribution Group. Concord, you know, they bought them not too long ago. You know what I mean? But you know who owns Concord is the Universal Music Group. So who we watching right now is Kanye. Yes. So what we watching right now
That's incredible.
Exactly, Sin. So what we watching right now is the real-time blackball of an artist. Literally companies owned by the Universal Music Group, because we know Kanye is an independent artist now. These dudes are blackballing him. You have Beyonce putting out a record, an acapella version, an instrumental version, a clean version, and they all count for one record. They don't want Kanye to get this #1 record, y'all. This is how we watch. You know, a lot of artists say they blackball, but you gotta follow the money, bro. You gotta follow the money. So Universal Music Group owns the company that took Kanye's record off of the charts. Off of the DSPs, I should say.
Wow.
You would never think. So Kanye, listen,
And
I'm
you
on
know
your
what,
side.
Mace, don't bury the lead.
Nah, let's go.
Because we had a conversation, and did you have me looking on the Apple charts? And I saw that Kanye was #1 in front of Beyonce on a lot of charts. So now that you putting this in the light, that's very interesting.
Very interesting news that you know, Lucian Grange and all these guys don't want Kanye to be #1. You know what I mean? Because he is through an independent distributor right now. Now, you know, I'm still on UMG's case, because I also, while I was researching this, I found out something else that Universal Music Group got going on. Now, you remember not too long ago, we spoke about all of the AI shit, and how Universal Music was like, listen, we don't want our artists doing none of this. You know what I mean? This is not, you know, good for the songwriters and the producers. But you want to know what I found out? That Universal Music Group is working behind the scenes with AI companies. Now, what they're doing is they're working
Holy
with...
shit.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, shouts to Hello Yassine. He shared our content, I believe, when Jov made the Kendrick Cole Drake conversation. He shared our content. So he led me on the right road to this track.
Who was that again? What's his name?
Hello Yassine.
Okay.
A YouTuber. So I'm like, what's going on here? So what's going on is that Universal Music Group, they're taking record label owners, songwriters, and they're actually trying to sign them with a company named Lumina, who it was an AI company working with songwriters, right? If you want any big names, I believe Yo Gotti is one of the names right now that's working with these guys. So what they do is they work with the songwriters. The AI, they study your music, they'll study your production, and basically you sign to the AI. So I say, hey, I want to collaborate with Deanie. You know what I mean? You don't do it. The AI company you does works with me. So that it's a lot of weird things going on right now. A lot of songwriters, a lot of producers that are actually working with AI behind the scenes. So folks, get ready for that John Lennon versus Biggie record. Featuring Biggie record. You know what I mean? Because AI, don't think that the actual artist. We all thought that it was the companies working behind the scenes, but they're actual artists.
Wait a minute.
Working behind the scenes for this.
You know what? So you mean to tell me that you have, instead of just pumping random conspiracy theories, you actually have actual data that supports a conspiracy theory?
I did my research.
You did the research? Yeah,
the voice.
Listen, you gotta work to do the research.
You think that is Universal truly the black hand of this rap shit?
I think they are.
They running this rap shit.
I think they are. You know what I mean? And listen, I still don't know what it means. All I can do is research to see what's happening, what's going on. But I can't think that this is good for the music industry. You know what I mean? I know they're saying they're gonna get songwriters and producers paid, but it looks strange. And right now, the only thing holding it up is that they don't know who owns the copyright, the AI or the artist. So they trying to figure out that behind the scenes to really see what's going on. And we about to start getting, Freddie Mercury, Tupac records, you know what I'm saying?
How many Terminator movies do they have to make for niggas to understand that this shit is not the way to go, bro?
Listen,
Skynet like a mother.
Beanie, I know you love the Blastmaster. What's industry rule 4080, man?
Niggas is shady.
Jesus, didn't we name an episode that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, bro. That's crazy. But anyway, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we got to.
Let's move on.
Kill us,
you know what I'm saying?
We love you all.
We got the mailbag. So this mailbag is dedicated, speaking of Kanye and everything affiliated with that. This is the Vultures mailbag.
Oh, shit.
So, because the thing is, when Masito and I did the initial reaction, I noticed that a lot of people either love this album or they hated this album. And it's like, depending on who you ask, like the niggas who hate the album will feel like we're lying about the fact that the comment section was kind of split down the middle. So I decided to dedicate a mailbag segment to the Vultures album. So we have Johi02. He says, I can't believe that black folks still support Ye. We have no pride. It's fucking embarrassing. Follow that up with Baji Corvi Sama. One word. Tough name. He says, I love this album. Kanye never misses. This is in the same comment section.
Wow.
Aaron Brown says, production is cool. Lyrics is mid as hell. Ye not rapping about nothing at all. Just a bunch of weird sex raps, LOL. Ty sounds good, but he always does on hooks and singing in general. Freddie Gibbs had the best verse on the whole project. Ted Hill says, man, this album is straight garbage. His lyrics are cringe. I'm just going to read through all of the comments, just so y'all know, so we're on the same page. Danique Nation says, Kanye needs to start working with the spitters, MCs again, and leave the Playboy Cardis alone. All his best work from College Dropout to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, all the features are rappers in caps. Yeah. The one song with a rapper on Vultures is the song most people are talking about, LOL. The song with Freddie, LOL. Ab Studio says, Ye brings the best out of where Ye brings the best of the best from an artist. Fat Joe on Pride and Joy, Watch the Throne for Jay, Daytona for Pusha T, Nicka E Monster, Rick Ross on Devil in the New Dress. It's evident. User, etc. says, you boys was hating. He knows the album is fire. He was hoping it would be mid. He's talking about you, Mase.
Yeah, he was.
Ye has subject matter about his life, and he was having fun. Let's get a real review from the other guys, Dini and Mase. So this is a bunch of comments, and this is a sample size of the comment section from that review. So when y'all think that we just lie and say that niggas like the album or they hate the album, this is the comment section. No cohesive opinion of this project.
Nah.
So again, I just circle
Wait
back.
for my loan.
Oh yeah. So then I'm not gonna ask you, Sin, if that's the case. Dini and Mase. Yeah, I hear the comment section saying what they saying. They're split down the middle. They love it, they hate it. Is that a good or is that an accurate representation of what Vultures is, the album?
Absolutely.
I think it's an accurate description of Kanye. like
And down to the original, the review that me and you did, Joff, those, that was kind of like where it was split. I
Great
felt
review.
like it was great production with mid, lyrics. And Joff was fucking with it. That's kind of like the two, big opinions about the album. It seems like, people are all over the place, but it's like, it got people split down the middle, man. Like, which Kanye albums don't usually do. I feel like we all even know this is classic or this is trash,
I just feel like the man just wanted to make some good tunes and just get his shit off. I feel like he did that. Like, this wasn't meant to be the dark, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This wasn't meant to like rock your brain and make you think to like the nth level. You know what I'm saying? It just was, let me put some good sonics out there. Like, for instance, we thought we was getting this shit with the Backstreet Boys sample. Remember that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mad Bail.
it's not bail mode. The sonics are
Dini
dope,
the
bro.
Bill Bondsman.
Yo,
Got some joints.
consider me the night court nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got bond. I got bond, man. That shit got vibes, bro. Like, it's one of the few albums I feel like I can go to a spot and play it and just play it through and still have a great night in the spot, my nigga. Like, it's a good
That's
album.
a Travis Scott album, though.
And most of the time, those albums are fire. Utopia wasn't Astroworld, but Astroworld was a
didn't
classic.
Kanye
nigga.
say that Travis Scott stole his sauce?
He kind of did. And I wouldn't be surprised if he stole a little bit of Travis Scott's sauce.
You
know
feel
what I'm
me?
saying?
Tomato.
And you know what?
Chicken,
stole each
egg.
other's
If
sauce.
We the
Universal,
family. We
if
dealing with the same.
Pause to all that.
sisters.
If Universal is out here trying to blackball niggas, that means that the music must be doing something. Pushing
Hey.
number one with no big big label backing.
Say what you want.
independent,
Kanye's
no
culture,
Meg.
man. He's culture.
Damn, I shot the Meg. Yo,
Listen.
anyway, we just
Dini,
wanted
I'm
to show
taking your
y'all
spot,
Yo,
man.
bring
that
it back. Rewind, bro.
we don't do this podcast for confirmation bias. We give our true opinions, and sometimes we get heat for it. Niggas throw tomatoes at us. So we've gotten canceled already. Yo, listen, we are the realest podcast in the streets, my nigga.
We're fake Nas
And we
fans.
never change.
We hear
No
it
matter
all.
what happens, we give our opinions and we move the fuck on for better or worse. But now we are uptown.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
all the way up.
As you approach uptown, you hear My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
hear a little Graduation. You
Yes.
hear College Dropout. You hear Late Reg.
Yeah,
But you don't hear Vultures.
you do not.
I got my boombox on my right shoulder.
You hear a
I'm-
couple of other joints too, which I'll
Yeah,
get into.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I ain't want to bury the lead. I got my boombox. I'm blasting Vultures. This shit is fire.
Fire.
Sid comes out the front door and he asks us too.
Get off my lawn.
Damn.
All right. So, like I did last episode, you know what I mean? We're on my lawn. My lawn's got flowers. I do want to hand out some flowers.
Okay.
Let's go back about 20 years because this is all interrelated. You know what I mean? 20 years, 2003, 2004, 2005. Two artists emerge on the scene. One is said Kanye West, which I'll get to in a second. The other is a duo. Well, actually, it was originally a trio. A duo today, right, by the name of Little Brother. And I want to give the flowers to guess who is not Kanye. I want to give the
You don't
flowers
say.
to Little Brother. You know what I mean? Because, so the other day I was watching their documentary. It's up on YouTube. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Documentary's fire. It takes you through the whole journey of the group. From their humble beginnings at college, how they linked up, how they met Ninth Wonder, creating the albums, the riffs in the group, the hiatuses they took, them coming back together. Whole story's told. Right? Now, I've always had an appreciation for Little Brother, but it took this documentary for me to really look at them and be like, yo, they've been through some shit, and like all the cards were stacked against them having any success whatsoever in this industry. You know what I mean? But against all odds, they made The Listening. They made Minstrel Show. They made the Chitlin Circuit mixtapes. You know what I mean? Fonte did his own thing with Nicolay with Foreign Exchange, right? Big Pooh drops some solo projects. Sleepers was dope. You know what I mean? And then they took they dropped a few more albums, which were okay. Weren't their best, wasn't my favorite out of their catalog. But then they take a super long hiatus, come back in 2019, and drop May the Lord Watch. Phenomenal album. I was just listening to it on the way over here. Incredible, cohesive. Bars was there. The vibe was there. Incredible album. Little Brother does not get nearly the flowers that they deserve, so I want to make sure to hand them some flowers from my lawn this evening. You know what I mean? And Fonte father.
Sin being positive on the lawn? Wow.
And Fonte father Drake style.
Are we giving more flowers in 2024?
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I want to make this a regular thing now. Okay. You know what I mean? If we're gonna kick people off my lawn, I want to give some flowers from my lawn as well.
The joy and pain segment.
I get it, Sin.
Wow.
Now,
Fonte is why you an OVO stan. It makes sense.
Oh, boy, this guy.
Okay.
I got it.
It stems from Fonte. Because he always liked Little Brother.
Come on.
It all makes sense.
That's why you can't respect Drake.
Get out of here.
Take your man's ride.
Wow. Bro. That's
So
crazy,
shouts to Little
bro.
Brother, but also shouts to Ninth on his own because he's
Mm-hmm.
no longer part of Little Brother.
Yeah.
They had their riff, you know. Shouts to all of them. Now, to who's getting kicked off my Now, I left the room. I had to leave the room. Nature was calling. Couldn't hold it.
Shout out, Leg.
Word. But I caught somewhat the tail end of what Mase was saying, which was somewhere along the lines of like Kanye possibly being blackballed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
Fuck him, blackball him. I don't care.
Sheesh.
Wow, bro.
Fuck Kanye.
That's crazy.
Listen.
Shouts to Low.
Listen, shouts to Low.
Get rid of this guy.
Me and Low. Clink.
Word.
Brothers in
Toast to
arms.
that. Now,
Snobs in arms.
So here's my beef with Kanye, right? And this has nothing. I've had a lot of past beefs with Kanye, from the personal shit to the antics to the political shit, all that.
Everything.
This is purely for the music, and this is coming from someone who has been a Kanye fan since 2003, 2004.
Day one. You were day one fan.
Day one. Even before that with the production. But on top of the antics aside, this album and its rollout has been a goddamn mess. Like, Mase, you're throwing a lot of bail to Kanye, saying that he's being sabotaged somehow by the powers that be. No, Kanye is sabotaging himself from.
I can't argue that.
You know what I mean? From the constant announcements of a release date and constantly pushing it back, and it'll be like the 24th hour, and like it's supposed to drop at midnight. It's like 11:55. He's like, oh, it's not coming out tonight. And then like the next week it happens again, and then just rinse and repeat. And everybody is just so like captivated with this whole will he, won't he, will he, won't he, right? And then finally for the album to come out and for it to be this mid. The album is mid, bro.
God damn it.
Let's keep it a whole 100. What I feel is that we want Kanye to be back in full form so bad that we are looking for it had some joints. You know what I mean? And I feel like the collective of the listening audience, they're all collectively saying basically the same thing. It had some joints. And that's fine. You know what I mean? We could say it has some joints. But to say it's competing with any of his classic material, to say that it's up there even with like a Donda or a T-Lop is fucking crazy. I saw Ebro saying he liked about like half the album on his show on Apple Music. Mm-hmm. Half the album, that's a 2.5, 3 out of 5 at best. If you like half the album, it's not a good album, y'all. And this is the thing that pisses me off. It's like he's created
to Ebro
this situation. He's created this situation where like the constant back and forth as to whether he's dropping or not is the rollout. And everybody's hanging on his every word and his every decision as to whether it's going to come out or not. And then it comes out and come to find out he didn't do no paperwork. You know what I mean? That's the real reason the shit is getting taken down. I happen to know from an inside source, he ain't do no paperwork with none of his producer collaborators. And let's be real, he had a lot of producer collaborators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't do no paperwork, if this is not 1989, you can't just go rogue and go guerrilla style and be like, I'm gonna just fucking sample this record. Nobody's gonna find out. Motherfucker, you're Kanye West. You have to go through the proper channels. You have to do the paperwork. You have to clear your samples. You have to pay the producers that you collaborate with and have contracts made up. Otherwise, this is what's gonna happen. Your shit is gonna get taken down. And now, to top that all off, now he's pointing everybody towards his website to say, oh, woe is me. They took my album down. Go and buy it on my website. Get the fuck out of here.
He's on fire.
There's no, I'm not going to no website. I'm not buying no mid-ass album. The fuck out of here. This entire rollout, this entire marketing scheme is absolute trash. Kanye, get the fuck off my lawn.
Oh my!
Shout out to Walt for copping the album, man.
Nah,
Dini,
time out. Dini, we can't after that soliloquy. You can't shout Wall out, bro. You know what I mean? Let me just hit the drop again. The nerve of you to shout Walt out of the scent just cooked for 3 minutes. No disrespect to Walt, but what the read the room, Dini.
I respect the cop.
The gun is
That's
smoking,
not the time
bro.
to respect the cop.
Niggas don't cop
How you
out,
ain't
so,
shout
bro.
out Sin after he just cooked?
First of all, I wanted to jump in because I felt like in actuality.
Are you serious? No.
I did. I let it go because I was like,
It ain't no.
if I didn't know who he was talking about, I would think he was describing the Mr. Mid album.
This episode is off the rails. Just name it off the rails,
If
bro.
you didn't mention Kanye's
Sin
name,
just cooked.
I would have thought it was
He
Mr.
just
Mid.
cooked the greatest Lord of all time.
It was
And
great.
you want to fucking shout Walt out and have pushback?
Walt.
Let that shit breathe, bro.
For the cop, nigga.
This is the shit I gotta deal with.
Yo, when he was talking about the whole album, I thought he was. That could have been a Mr. Mid. That could have been a Mr. Mid soliloquy.
Put this mic down.
Could it not?
I feels like I'm uncomfortable.
Could it
I'm
not?
sorry.
Though? Without saying Kanye West, couldn't that same excuse be made for Mr. Mid though?
No.
Spoken like a man who bought the stem player, okay? Sin was on fire for this fucking Lord, bro.
He just dropped 40 and you want to ask about Smush Parker? Talk about Kobe.
A fucking body.
Kobe just gave niggas 40. We don't care about Smush.
40.
Kobe and Smush
I
combined
disagree
for
with you.
83
I disagree
points
with the
tonight.
take, but I respect the cook. But I disagree with the take.
The audacity of this guy.
Oh, man.
That's what I do here. That's what I do here.
The greatest Lord of all time.
I
It was
ain't
good.
gonna lie.
It was good.
I ain't even say shit.
It was good.
We was in awe just
I didn't even
now.
have to ask
like,
this. Normally
It was a
I'd be
little
like,
cappy,
and I
but
asked
it was
him
good.
for the get off my lawn drop. He stuck the landing.
I was about to say, John, cut my segment, man. I don't want to sound like I'm caping for this bozo.
Come on, bro.
Yo, I love the album, but
Yo.
proceed.
Nah, you proceed. Take us home.
Proceed.
I want to go home now.
You want to go home? Fuck it. Yo, Round Table merch, man. Get in tune with us. Hoodies, hats. We got so much shit in store for y'all. Shout out to Walt Cop the album.
Yes,
Salute.
sir.
Sticking
Whoa.
with us to the end of the fucking session.
My
Salute
guy.
to you, my brother. Shout out to all the people out there fucking with us from the day ones to the year fives. Salute to y'all. Denona Rona Pizza. We on the way. Best pizza in the fucking city.
Hopefully.
Tap in
Facts.
with them Park Slope. Get you a slice. Get you something to eat. They got you. Shout out to Masito. The fucking voice just broke down the whole shit.
My God.
UMG, y'all niggas ain't shit.
You're
Shout
not.
out to Sincere, the rap snob. Jumped in on your lawn, you know what I'm saying? I stepped on a couple of tulips, but you know, I disagree.
Wait for my next lawn, Dean.
I'm here for it. You know me.
You gonna be on the
Yo,
lawn?
I might have a shirt that says free smoke. Yo, shout out to Sincere, the rap snob, the technician, all the production you hear on this podcast.
Super
is him.
producer.
Everything he's that nigga. Tap in. If you make
The
music,
one.
you know niggas that make real tunes, holla at this man. He makes beats, holla. Shout out to Jav,
The GOAT.
the point guard, rap extraordinaire, sports extraordinaire,
First team.
Certified table shaker. That's
you
my
know what
new
I'm
shit.
saying?
Feel me?
Real shit over here.
Let's
the
go.
fucking technician. Shout out to Jarvie. I'm Dini the Bounce of the Force. I'm a
Chef.
little Schmiz, little Driz. But this is
Get
the
'em,
Rap
Dean.
Roundtable, episode 91. You dig? Boom!
Do, 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 do. Boom.
The heroes you need.